All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. It looks like I had two windows open here. Apologies, and I'm getting the echo. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. I cannot thank you enough. I hope you guys are all doing well. I said this again. Today we're here to preview the match, to review the match between RB Salzburg and Chelsea Football Club. Again, it's going to be fun because it was a beautiful game to watch. We'll talk about the player performances. Nearly all of them, you can say all the players, none of them did put a foot wrong. It was a brilliant performance from them. And we're here to talk about. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome back to the show. Sorry about the start. I heard that real echo and I wasn't sure where it was coming from. It turns out I had one more screen open again. Once again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Please kindly accept, and more importantly, I sincerely do hope you're all doing well. Let's get into it immediately. It was a brilliant game of football yesterday. Both teams played well, but we played even better. Again, to me, it was a perfect night. No negatives. Again, but more importantly, we have to recognize it was a risky approach, and it worked. So probably the manager did his job before, again, selecting such an attacking side with only 3 recognizable defenders. That was surprising to me. The question then was, okay, how are we going to achieve balance? Because balance is always key. When you have that many attacking players on the pitch, you need balance because you don't want to be hit on a break. And again, if that happens, it could be, and it happened on occasion yesterday, but I think you could say we defended well. One of them, Kepa couldn't stop it. There's nothing he could have done about that one there. So look at the selection again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 7, 8. You could say just 8 attacking players with just a 3 recognizable defender. They all had fun, but again, the truth remains some of them will still be complaining they did not play in their preferred position. But like we argued during the pregame show, it's all about the application. It doesn't matter where the player starts. But again, we're here to talk about the player performances, especially Trevor Chalobah for me. And more importantly, even though he did not score goals, it would be easy not to recognize, again, what a good job he had done yesterday. I'm talking about, again, Gallagher. He was brilliant. And I'm starting to learn, and it just looks like, again, many of us don't give him enough credit. We don't give him the credit he deserves, again, or recognize how actually technically gifted he is. But because he's very young, or because he's that type of Mason Mount player who does a lot of work on the pitch, a lot of industry. So he's been a stereotype for his hard work industry. And people hardly look at how technically gifted he actually is. And he proved a lot of people wrong yesterday, me included, because I did not at any time believe he's capable of playing, again, fulfilling the number 10 role. And it just seemed as if that's actually one of his 10 role. He created one of his best positions. He actually did create chances too. But that's why the way, let me more importantly talk with those we have in the chat to see how they're doing. Good win, Toxic Whitey. Yep, good win yesterday. Delicious to watch. Again, as risky as it was enjoyable. We need to get the 3 points in the Premier League now. We need that again. And again, we need also to top that table. The possibility is there, but again, because if Milan win the next game, they'd have 11 points, and if we by any chance lose, we're stuck at 10. But more importantly, we've made it to the next stage. That's the more important point. Blue morning, Kachila and Pana. Blue morning to you too, Liam Lane. I hope you're doing well. Yes, people, as you're coming in, please, again, drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much again for finding the time to join the show. I appreciate that. Uh, Please like and subscribe. 6, it's a like. You didn't make it to the Champions League. Sorry. Again, a big up everyone. Hope you're good. Hit the like button again and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please do that. Thank you. Thank you so much. It says again, old Havertz Kai had King Kai. What a goal! A delicious goal. But to me, what I like about again all the goals I've seen him score for Chelsea Football Club, except again even during his days at Leverkusen, if he scores goal and it's about power, then it's a volley. If it's not a volley, then it's usually about placement, finesse, and well, again, calculation. And that goal was everything yesterday. And it was so sweet to see. He's capable of doing that on his day. Again, the slightest of chances he gets, he's capable of orchestrating such finish. But again, sometimes you could say he makes those runs, opens up in those such spaces, but never gets the ball. But unfortunately for him, again, people talk about the misses and talk about, again, how sometimes he looks tired on the pitch, bad touches and all of that. And we seem to forget how young he is, really. But we'll get to it one by one. Liam, let's see. Santiago Munoz, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Graham Potter used Trossard and March as wingbacks, and they were playing well. But when any manager, we must include Thomas Tuchel this time. When any manager does that at Chelsea, our fans complain. And again, and the wingback role is to attack and create goals. Again, you could say I didn't learn that today. Again, from Thomas Tuchel. Again, let me just say it's all about the more important thing there is the application. It's not where the player plays. It's the application of the role. That's what tells you what the player does. But unfortunately, again, predominantly under Thomas Tuchel, we were all complaining. Again, not me. I didn't. How players were being played out of positions and all that. Again, and every time my argument has always been, it's all about the application, not where the player starts from. And again, their primary responsibility is to attack. Yes, they are expected to track back and make up the numbers when we defend, and that happens every time. That is not, again, even no matter where you play, coaches expect you to track back and support. Again, and support the defensive aspect of the whole game. Okay, I get that. Let's see again. Santiago again. So just saying hello to each other. Let me see what else we have here. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, I'll check something again. Okay, thank you. Let's see what we have here. Again, it's better now. Okay. You're talking about my connection before. Top of the group. Okay, yeah. Good blue morning to you, Kachila. Again, let's see. Again, we'll look at the numbers. Again, Kachila, we have topped the group. What am I missing here? Did I do the calculation right? At what point? Let me see if I can see the table here. Except if these guys, again, what the numbers they had there confused me. We have, let me see if they fixed it. 10 points. How did the Milan game finish yesterday? Okay. Yeah, one more game. And again, it will be difficult for them to cancel out all the goals. Yeah. Head to head. Okay, head to head still applies. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that update there. Let's get into it. Again, just give me a second. Again, that was the question I was asking. I asked when we were doing that calculation yesterday, but nobody told me whether head to head. What was yanked was away goal rule. So head to head, we're better than them. So yeah, we still top the table. Yeah, thank you very much. Hey, everyone in the chat. Again, here we have, again, I think we've topped the group already. We have better head-to-head, yep, compared to Milan. It makes sense now. When we're doing that calculation yesterday, I asked to the question whether that still applies. Nobody answered, so I wasn't sure. All I remember, again, the away goal rule was yanked. It was a year or 2 years ago or so. but I can't remember. But that's, by the way, again, thank you so much for that update. I appreciate that. So we're top in the group no matter what happens. So Zakaria, or maybe again, Chukwuemeka and all those young players, they get the chance to play. Again, let's see what we have here too. Again, every player stepped up yesterday. Salzburg, again, keeper kept them in the game. He was brilliant. One example, again, when Kai's pressing gave him the opportunity to get the first goal, he was quick off his line to stop Kai from scoring. And what a save that was. The other one was against Aubameyang. Again, he did well calculated, again, move from him. Aubameyang touch was poor, which gave him the opportunity to close him up. And Aubameyang wasn't able to finish that goal, to finish that chance. Yeah, they all stepped up. They all played as a unit. You could say one of the reasons why we were able to play as well as we did, because it was a risky selection, no matter how you see it. Coach, again, we've qualified for the knockout stage as group winners. Yeah, I understand we've qualified for the knockout stage, but when we were doing the calculation, I wasn't sure if head-to-head still applies. So if you watch the video, you will hear me ask that question. I wasn't sure. But that's, by the way, again, thank you very much for that update. I appreciate that. Let's see what we have here. Again, next game against Zagreb, I really wanted to see Zakaria getting chances again as we are through. Again, and then that's no guarantee he gets the chance, actually. It may well see players, see Chukwuemeka play, Hakim Ziyech play, those, again, that are our players, not alone. I see that happening. But there's a chance Zakaria gets a chance to, again, because there's no need, again, risking anything. But there's also, it gives the manager an opportunity to also give our own players an opportunity to see what they can do, really, on a proper match. It will be good to see the likes of Mendy and Zakaria against Zagreb. I think that game, since we've topped the table, nothing to risk there. I think Mendy may well get the chance to start between the sticks. I don't think, again, it's been, no, it's not. It's been yanked about, I think, two years ago or so. I remember that one, but I was asking the question whether head-to-head still applies. Okay, it turns out it still applies. So if that's the case, we're topping the table. Again, being wasn't first, again, existed during the group stages. And yeah. And it comes in effect as head-to-head. Yeah, I think you're correct. Again, I don't think the regular rule, again, when it first applied, again, to group stages, I don't think it makes sense either. It doesn't apply to the group stage. So pardon my rambling this morning. Could we see Omari Hutchinson against Zagreb? There are a lot of hype to the player. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but we will see. Roger, how are you doing, brother? Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show.
Good afternoon or good morning to you, sir.
Still morning. It's still 4:16 a.m. for me. So yeah, thank you so much.
Late, so late.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
Splendid after last night, sir. Splendid.
Brilliant, brilliant. Let's talk about again the lineup again. We talked about again where is the balance going to come from, because we recognize we had only again 3 recognized defenders in the back 3 also, which makes it even a riskier approach, because we're using wingers as traditional wing backs, and it turns out again everything we discussed what happened. The balance came from the control of the game, from the 2 midfielders, the pairing we have there, and the performance overall, his energy, the pressing from Kai Havertz and Conor Gallagher in the front area helped quite a lot, and it worked nearly to a T. Yes, you can say at one point they had an opportunity to counter, but again it didn't result to a goal. What do you think? I think we got it spot on how we can achieve balance, and that was the approach. That was how it happened, really.
You're right. The pressing was significant, and it was basically death by 1,000 passes, wasn't it? We held control of possession close to or over 70%, over 2/3. You've got to give them credit, though. Their countering was quite good, and Jorginho, I thought, played very well in possession, but without possession, he's definitely so slow. But their goal was very good. You have to give them credit They scored an amazing counter goal. What a pass. An amazing pass. Well executed. Gave no chance really for the keeper.
And the precision was...
Yes, it was. Listen, if you're a lover of football, regardless of your affiliation to any team, you have to admire that counter goal. It was a thing to behold. Having said that, all 3 goals were of the highest quality, really. Seriously, amazing goals. I thought their keeper, as
It
a
was
keeper,
excellent, really.
yeah, I thought he could have been man of the match. Unfortunately for him, he was on the receiving end of 2 worldies that were, let's be honest, you could have had, any top world-class keeper in there. I'm not putting him down. None of them were being saved, period. Both of those goals were being conceded. You could have had the best keeper, Yashin, of 100 years ago, who was supposed to be the greatest goalkeeper ever. It's not saving them. So I felt sorry for him because he deserved to keep a clean sheet from a goalkeeper's perspective. You know what? He really did. He was off his line fast. He came out. He really thwarted Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on about 3 or 4 occasions. So I thought he had a great game. He can hold his head high, but a little bit disappointing we were not that clinical, but you have to give props to their keeper. And I thought our keeper did exceptionally well.
They both did.
Yeah, it was actually a very high quality game. It was entertaining, but it was also strategic. I thought we played very well. Probably our best game so far under Potter.
No question about that. Again,
execution-wise.
Yeah, I had a conversation with my bro and friend Ankit. He was saying, again, that was, again, a brilliant display. And I told him I wouldn't do that in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So, I would not. But again, kudos to Potter. He did his research. He researched it very well and knew that this selection will work nearly to a T. Again, to a T, you can say worked. It was a brilliant performance overall. None of the players put the foot wrong. They did quite well. Again, like we've talked, I've already talked about that. Our concern was, again, where's the balance going to come from? Again, it turns out the suspicion that it was going to come from controlling the game in the midfield area and Conor Gallagher's energy and pressing with the Kai Havertz, and it worked perfectly well. And let me get what we have in the chat, and then I'll come back and see.
Sure.
And so we can go ahead with the conversation. Again, could we see? Yes, I've read that one. Again, next group stage game is it's just a mere formality. Again, a friendly, so we can rest our players for the game against Arsenal. Again, it makes sense now not to risk too much in that game. Had there been, again, like I said, we were talking about it yesterday. I wasn't sure if the head-to-head rule was still in effect, and I didn't get any answers. So I thought, okay, Milan still had the chance to top the table, but it turns out, again, it's still in effect. So we're through. We beat them home and away. So, they don't have a chance. So we're topping the group no matter what happens. Big up, bro. Everyone, again, big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. If you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to go check out Almighty Blues FC and be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. We have 34 people watching. We have just 14 likes. We can do better than that. Thank you so much for finding the time to join. Some Chelsea fans, were criticizing Havertz. If it stops right now, I'd be surprised. It's not something I didn't expect. No matter what happens, even after that goal, someone would still say, they want him out of the club. So I don't want to talk about, the fan base, the guys, that is the stick he gets from some quarter of the fan base. That's the least of my concerns. Aubameyang has been officially a striker cost. Nope, I don't think so. He started very well, and it's I think it's too early. This is just 2 games that he hasn't scored. Correct me if I'm wrong, or 3 at most. But he had 3 consecutive games that he scored in. So I wouldn't say that right now. But then again, if we're thinking about it, you still remember that Alvaro Morata started well too. Even scored a few good goals before his numbers started dropping. But again, I don't believe in the course of thing. And let's just move on from that. I think he will beat it. Let's all get the likes up, people. 16 likes. We can do better than that. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And we're saying again, sell Havertz to Man City when the rumors emerged that they were looking to sign him. But after he scored, they haven't stopped, actually. You're not paying attention. They will celebrate the goal and still tell you he's still crap. Chelsea don't need to sell Havertz. You don't need to remind them. I don't know if you've heard Graham Potter talk about, again, what the talent he is. Havertz is a talent some of our fans don't see what he does. It's as simple as that. If you don't understand football that much, again, some people, again, if all they do is to watch games and be entertained, then again, that's it. They're not going to pay attention to what each player brings to the pitch that complements, again, all the talents in the team. Some people don't see it that way. They only see football on a surface level, again, or judge the player by how many goals they score or how many chances they miss and all that. If we're going by what the Chelsea fan base, what they've been doing, would have sold Trevor Chalobah by now. Yeah, and you're seeing for yourself, again, how well he's doing at this point. Let me see what else we have here. Again, just because he was a flop after Tuchel got sacked, he was never a flop. I don't know. Let's see what else, if there's anything else to address here. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and apologies if I scroll past your comments again. I'll try to get it. If I keep reading, that's the only thing we'll do until the game ends. Again, Havertz is a big game player. We're 1-1 Havertz scores when we needed him. Again, you could say the bigger the occasion, the better we see from Havertz. And again, the records are there to prove me right in that one. Please like and subscribe when you enter if you have not, as it helps the channel reach a wider audience. Let me see here again. Havertz and Chalobah, again, it's surreal to see them again too well yesterday. Got to say, they were again quite motivated. The day before. Yep, again, that's the truth. Chalobah, again, you must not forget Gallagher himself. Yes, people, smash the like button, and thank you for finding the time to join the show. We already have 19 likes. Let's try to get it to 100 likes today. We haven't done that for a few days now, but I believe we can, only if you feel like we can. Samuel, again, they say Havertz and Alba don't turn up again when the midfield is slow. What are they, again, meant to do, our fan base? Yeah, I'm not sure. But that's, by the way, coming back to the panel, let's get into it. Let's break them down one by one. Let's start by saying the overall display. Roger, I want to get your thoughts. How do you see it?
In what context? How well we did? I'm interested in one statistic and one statistic only. How many headers did Chalobah have? Wow, he was prolific.
I gotta say, really, you can say he's one of the best right now in our team.
And it's not just this game. It's as he started to play in replacement of Fofana, he's steadily and progressively improved aerially. He's a consummate aerial threat defensively. We had so many corners and crosses come in, and I'm not sure which commentary you listened to, but ours was on BT
I think I had the Spanish commentary on. It was the one that was closer. Again, that wasn't that far behind from what we had on the screen. Yeah, the English one was like almost a minute late.
Sure. And the BT commentators, they were highlighting that fact, and it's noticeable that Chalobah was he ruled supreme aerially. I was so impressed with him. How many headers did he have?
We'll check it again. If you want us to look at it, let's look at it again. Let's look at Chalobah's numbers.
Yeah, I'm really.
Yeah, I think he was brilliant. Chalobah, again, he played 90 minutes. I'm coming accurate passes, 78 out of 87, 87%. So that's fine. Let's see. Touches 106. That's a high. I think that's one of the most. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think Jorginho has had. I don't think he has up to 100. Like he had up to 100 again. Touches in that game.
The first 15, 20 minutes, you hardly heard or saw him in the game. He wasn't that involved. I'm talking about Jorginho in the first 15, 20 minutes. He came into the game slowly, progressively.
Yeah. So now for again, I'll check Jorginho's. Let's finish. It says passes into
Yeah.
the final third is 9. He usually doesn't come close to this number.
Yeah.
Accurate long balls, 8 out of 11. That's excellent.
Wow.
2. Yeah, defense, 2 out of 2 tackles, one blocks. Again, clearances, 6 headed clearances, 4. That's a high, really.
Yeah, I thought it was
Uh,
more than that, but still, I mean, that's still he's.
Yeah, no, that's high. Again, to me, that's a high number. Again, except these guys didn't play a lot of long balls. They
Who was
didn't
man
really.
of the match? Was it Jorginho?
I think it was Jorginho that won it. But let's look at Jorginho's
No,
again. I
don't
want to
get me
see.
wrong. I thought
Mhm.
he was very solid, but personally, if I had to choose a player of the game,
Yeah, so you see, he had more touches than Jorginho,
yeah,
and he
yeah,
had more balls into the final third than Jorginho.
yeah.
So eye test doesn't lie. I think we again during the we again before time we knew that was the case. Even during the watch along, we recognized he had more touches than Jorginho. Let me see if he
I
had
thought
more
Chalobah was
touches.
man of the match. That's what I
Okay,
thought.
105 touches from Thiago Silva. I think he should be on par with Thiago Silva in that aspect. Let's see, 106, just one above Thiago Silva.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, so this one here, again, this I think he had a lot of touches too. How many? 107. So he
Yeah,
had Cucurella had more touches than 2 of them.
sure.
So let's see again who touched the ball more. They were again, 106 for Chalobah, Cucurella 107. So one more than him. Kovacic
Oh,
probably touched the ball
yeah,
quite a lot,
yeah.
even though he went off. Let's see how many touches. Where did I miss it? Did I miss
At the
it?
top, I think, isn't it?
Okay, 56. So it's not close to them.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this guys again, the back line again, they were really busy, and you can
Yes.
say it's down to the approach again. A lot of pressure on them that we didn't pay. Again, it was hard to tell to see how many times these guys came at us because you can say, given how many attacking players we had on the pitch, they were kept at bay. In most cases, again, but the pressure did come too. But a lot of again ball playing from our defenders too. They played quite a lot, defended quite a lot too. But go ahead with what you were saying.
No, if I had to choose for man of the match, I would have chosen Chalobah. He stood out, regardless of statistics. He was just everywhere. He was prolific. I must admit, I thought both goalkeepers they did so much credit to their profession. They were very stalwart. They were excellent keeping. I thought, if you noticed, when you have Kai in, when Kepa boots the ball long, Kai tends to put more of a challenge up for the ball. I don't see that with Sterling. He doesn't even jump, and I don't see that with, well...
Oh, no, if
Pierre-Emerick.
the ball comes in the air and it's Sterling is the person there, just forget about it.
Yeah, and say with Pierre-Emerick, he's not very good at going for aerial duels for long balls. I noticed that in the previous game against United. But I thought Kepa had a solid game. I thought, yes, he came out for one punch and missed it. And you've got to give... I don't know how this chap reads the game, but this... You know, they say that in certain sports, like in the NFL, when you have a veteran quarterback, the game slows down, you know, for them, where they can read the game easily. And it's just so... Well, if you're a rookie, the game is so fast, you don't have time to react, no matter how much God-given physical ability you have. Well, this game is in slow motion for Silva. He's like minutes ahead of... He just reads the game so well. He saved us a goal. You know, he's an amazing player. And I'll be honest with you, I've said this before. I didn't want him on our team. I'm thinking, why do we need a 36-year-old? He's going to be too slow too. Guess what? We'd be nowhere. We wouldn't have been in this competition if it hadn't been for Silva last year. I was so wrong about him. He's a Rolls Royce of a player. Truly is.
Yeah, again, it's not about, again, that's something I've known for a while, so I'm not really concerned about the pace of the game or the physicality of the game.
Well, I was initially.
The fact is, Go ahead.
No, just this is me being naive and obviously not well informed. I was just thinking, you know, I didn't realize that he looked after his body so well, and B, he was that professional. I know he was well respected, but I didn't think he'd be this good at this age. I'll be honest with you. I thought he'd be a bit-time player, maybe come in for the odd cup game or whatever. I didn't think it would be to this extent. Without him, we're nothing. And I was so wrong about that. Yes, he did make a mistake that he went upfield and created. He missed the tackle, which led to their goal. But
he's human.
Yeah, exactly. The gods they bleed. Seriously,
he's human after all.
He's probably, realistically, let's be honest, he's probably our best player currently. And I think, my personal opinion, I know you're gonna berate me for this, but I thought he deserved Player of the Year.
Go ahead.
I thought he deserved Player of the Year last year instead of Mount. I'm just being honest, and I love Mount. I rate Silva that much. I was so wrong about him.
And I'm going to say what I said the last time we talked about it.
I know.
He's no. That's not what I was going to say. He's experienced. He's that type of player, experienced enough that would want to motivate the young players. Would tell them again. We'll say, just give it to this guy. Because usually, I don't know if they tell them ahead of time, ahead of the ceremony. I'd see him say, give it to this guy just to motivate them. Or maybe the club will just let him know again. Look, we're trying to again. It's just it's nothing to him really. He's won everything there is to win. That is nothing. That doesn't add anything special to his trophy cabinet or anything. However you want to say it.
When did he turn professional? Was he like a young teenager? Was he 16, 17? He must have been.
Sorry, what was that question? When he turned, I'm not sure at what age, but I know he'd been to Russia. That was a time he got very sick. From something, he had to travel back to Brazil, and again, his story is quite interesting.
Yeah, I need to read up on him, but I'm interested.
And something I wanted to say to you is this: given the way he plays, again, it's not about the factors that define who he is as a footballer. It's his footballing intelligence.
Exactly.
It is his technical ability.
Acumen and ability, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. So which means, again, as long as his body is able to carry him, he'll still be able to play. No matter, here's the thing, he's so good at this game. Again, no matter how quick you are, you won't even get the chance to race against him, let alone beat him. Because he's played the game so long. He's played against, there's hardly any type of player that he hadn't played against or played with.
And he's seen it all. He's seen every formation.
Exactly. So before you make that move, he's capable of reading it and be in the right at the right place at the right time to stop that move. And sometimes he doesn't get it correctly, but at least he will be at the right place, let alone he mistimed it or he tried and it didn't work.
That's what I meant by the game it comes to him so slowly. He can read things in slow motion, where a non-experienced player is so fast. By the time they react, it's over. He's just seen it all before, and it's telling. Yeah,
and if he's one of those players that doesn't take care of himself that much, that fall.
Oh yeah.
Would have been enough to break his neck, or he gets seriously injured and he'd be out for weeks.
It's cringeworthy.
It is. Even his wife posted something on Twitter saying, "Is this MMA or football?" Football. He said, "Thank God for the deliverance." That's how serious. If you're related to him, you'd be fearing the worst because it was a high fall, really. But that's, by the way, guys. Thank you so much. Again, we have 70 people watching. If you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much. Remember, it's about you. It's about the panelists. It's not just about the panelists. Again, we learn from you and you learn from us too. Again, if you have any questions, shoot and we'll try to answer it. This question here, can we beat a City in the cup? City will be a different animal in that we must not be reckless defensively. We must find our defense. We must start from the front line. I don't think that's the type of game you play Aubameyang as a single striker or sole striker if you prefer. We need to start just the same thing we did yesterday. Press well from the front three, and then defend very well. If they had the type of chances Aston Villa had against us or Brentford had against us, it's over. Be rest assured. So we can beat them, but we need to approach it again with our A game. If you want to see, if that's what you prefer to hear, we can beat them really. Yeah. Here again, Gitanga Davis said, "I can only imagine the level of competition in our back line when Koulibaly and Fofana is back. I think we still need more And it was also a joy to see how well, again, Vardiol and Nkuku played yesterday. Vardiol especially, he's such a fine passer of the ball, and really, I want to see him. Again, wow, just notice our next game is against Brighton away, a special match, again, for Potter, homecoming for him. Again, I hope we win that one for him. Chalobah has been the most consistent in the team. Yeah, I have to give him that. Again, 50 people watching and 19 likes. Come on, guys, we can do better. 22 likes right now. We can do better than that. We have 82 people watching. Beef up the likes. Again, let's get it to 100 by the time the show ends. Thank you so much. A 7 out of 5. We'll start the rating soon. So relax, calm down. For me, Kovacic just got the best player ahead of Conor Gallagher. They all, again, you can say, if we start looking at the players one by one, they all did something, again, that they're known for. Again, something, again, that complements each other's skill set on the day, and it worked perfectly. Kova, with his ability to progress the ball, he was top-notch yesterday. Chalobah's defending, Jorginho's control of the game, Thiago Silva's reading of the game, Cucurella's pace, passing ability, finding passing lanes where you don't know one exists. He was top-notch yesterday. Even Sterling looked better yesterday. Captain America, we've all been planning to riot if he doesn't start the game soon. He got an assist, a brilliant performance from him overall. There's nobody did put a foot wrong yesterday, I must tell you. Again, Chalobah, my man of the match. Okay, we'll see what's happening again. Chalobah, Gallagher, Jorginho, again, you're man of the match. Did I miss any name there? Let me know if I should redo it. You haven't covered again in the list. Okay, let me redo it. Again, my brother, again, just to talk again. One second. Okay, go ahead again. Let's start. So let me just catch up with the chat in a bit. Just again, hello again, all in the chat. Just 1 sec. Let's see what we have here again. Chelsea win percent when Chalobah starts is currently 82%. Again, 0.5 again, which means again, if the manager is superstitious, he's beat starting him in every game. Seriously, I'll tell you that. Chalobah will become a beast in a few years after learning from El Monstro. Yep. And too generous. He's actually learning from two defensive generals in Koulibaly and again Silva. Both of them can teach him quite a lot. Brian Mawoko said, Coach, I was a shouting red card ref. Again, it is only me who thought that, again, infringement on Silva was a straight red card. Again, that guy wasn't playing, again, the ball at all. I think at most it's a yellow. If you say, let's assume if it was a tackle on the ground and his foot was off the ground, then yeah, you could say it'd be a red. What do you think? It was a dangerous play, really, but it's not a red.
Yeah, and also don't forget that chap is what, 6'7" or something. He's a big boy, so because he's, and I mean this politely, because he's very tall and clumsy, I don't think it was intentional. I thought there was no intent to hurt Silva whatsoever from Soska. I thought it was a yellow at worst. In fact, he wasn't even carded, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because if he was on the carpet, if it was an incident that was on the carpet, in the sense that, again, he went on with two of his foot or even one of his foot and he was off the ground and hit, again, the player anywhere off the foot to the shin and up, then you can say it's a red card.
There was this, again, cynical or nefarious about that challenge. This
is something that actually Harry Kane has done a zillion times.
Oh God, yeah, that's his thing.
He's known for that.
Yeah.
At the time, people started complaining. I think the refs gonna let him again kill someone before they try to do something about it. Yeah, I think the football we play now will be no, please no.
My eyes are burning.
Oh. Please don't say that, please.
We should have a swear box for that name.
Just give me a second. Roger, can you talk about that comment? Let me read the poll. I think I missed Kovacic in the list.
Need no English.
Yeah, convenient lack of understanding of a particular language.
Yeah. You know what? With Potter, I think because he sees an individual first and a player second, if anyone can re-assimilate Lukaku back into the squad, it could be Potter. He could give him a clean slate. And I'm serious about this. Do I
No,
wish...
I know you're serious. I mean,
Yeah,
even if I said, don't mind me, I know you're serious.
Oh, okay. I thought you were...
No, I'm not being sarcastic by saying,
Sure. Okay,
no,
I got you.
That's a way of saying go ahead.
Because when I hear that from my daughter, I'm like, So, but no.
No, usually it can be sarcasm in America, but I know. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I personally, I don't wish for anything bad to happen to anyone, but I see him more as a divisive player than anything. However, I can see him working well for us. I'm talking about as a team player and be bought into the concept, the philosophy of Potter ball per se. I can see that transpiring. However, I can also see him as a bad apple in the locker room. I think it all depends on how clinical he is. I don't get his career. He has the physical tools. He has the speed. He has everything that is required to be successful, especially in the Premier League. But for Man U, he didn't do that well, and definitely for us, even though I believe wasn't he our leading scorer that year, last year or the year before? But I'm sorry. One
thing you could say about him, I don't think he's known for coming back from a dip in form. He usually struggles, especially if the fans start saying some nonsense. I think it gets to him easily. I think he's a very emotional player. And in the case of Chelsea, I think he's burned the bridge.
I think that's a safe assumption. But as I said, if anyone can rebuild that bridge...
he was taking a dig at the club.
When?
The only thing he didn't do is to release a diss track with Jay-Z. And I've said that before, and I'm serious about it. If you paid attention to social media posts... There's some nonsense such as, again, I'll show you how it's done, and some nonsense. And the situation then, it was clear that he was referring to the club and the manager, especially the manager.
You can't manage.
No, I don't think. Here's the thing.
Tuchel or Potter is he having a dig at?
No, Tuchel, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing. Let me say this. I know underground Potter, it's clean slate for everybody, but again. Here's the thing, let's be honest here. Potter doesn't differ that much with Thomas Tuchel's approach, except that his teams are more direct.
Indeed.
And more, you could say again, overloading of areas on the pitch. Thomas Tuchel is just a safer approach, looking for the best moment to attack. That's why in most cases
more dynamic.
You can say if we're able to create 10 chances under Thomas Tuchel in 10 minutes, we'll be able to create 10 chances under Graham Potter in 5 minutes.
Sure.
But here's the thing they have in common. The same approach, again, mostly 3 at the back in most cases, and also playing wingers, traditional wingers in wing-back positions. They do that. We even learned that before Potter, again, assumed his role. Again, as a Chelsea manager, we knew he does that. We did our research and found that he did that at Brighton. Again, but here's again what I want to say. One thing again they have in common is they need strikers who are able to participate in the play. In the sense, it's not about being I don't think traditional striker. I don't think Potter will like traditional striker, but because we're stuck with Lukaku, if he comes back, I believe he's capable of making it work. That's not me saying Lukaku is a bad player. He's a good player. But even before Lukaku joined Chelsea Football Club, I made a video with HH. I made a video with Tyrone Sachdeva, and I told them both, my argument was that this guy doesn't look like a player that will work at Chelsea. That Thomas Tuchel, if you followed him from Mainz to Dortmund to, again, a PSG, he doesn't work with traditional number 9s. Even when he had Mauro Icardi and Edison Cavani, he didn't play them that much, and they both had to leave. But the only difference now is that we're stuck with Lukaku, and if he comes back, Potter will have no option than to make it work. I don't know if I made a point. If I made a point again, that you understand that.
Yeah, I think I get it.
So I'm going to bring in my brother IBZ. I'll catch up with the chat, come back, and again get IBZ thoughts on the team's performance overall. Again, if you're watching, we have just 28 likes. We can do better than that, and we have 85 people watching. So please, if you haven't, take a second to like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much. Again, let's see what we have here. I've read this one, a good comment overall, especially, again, he says, Lukaku, especially that there's still a room for improvement, plus the return for our injured players. Yeah, but Lukaku, again, I'm going to say this, again, Potter can make it work, but I don't think Potter himself liked, Potter likes to play with traditional number 9s. Again, I hope you're well. This is Joy the boy. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Please do let us know that you're okay. Again, I haven't seen you for a while now. I hope everything is okay with you. The beautiful game. He says Chalobah is the correct answer. Anyone voting for any other person may need a CAT scan, or maybe like a dog scan, like one woman said in a movie with Queen Latifah. That's hilarious. The beautiful game is it's an option. He knows it's an option, but that's his way. Again, Kimso, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join. I just have a feeling that Tuchel might get the job at Juventus soon. What do you think? I think he'd probably prefer be waiting, because there may be an opportunity for him at Barcelona. And believe me, because they wanted him, but he wanted to come to us or stay with us. I've forgotten the situation then. But we'll see. I wish him well. Whatever team he starts coaching, I'll still follow them. Again, Mario, Aminto brother, thanks for joining us. Again, you coming is a sign that you're doing better. And I'm happy you told us the other time that you're doing better. Big up, bro. Big up to you too. Again, I'm all caught up. So thank you so much. I'm coming back to the panel. IBZ, your thought. Again, IBZ was raving. I think it was going something like, you can see portable. So I want to hear from you, IBZ. Big up, bro. Your thoughts on the performance overall.
Yeah, man. Big up. Yesterday was what it was. That's why I like the team. So I like the fact that he probably didn't know he did it, but he shut up a lot of people. And the next performance where it doesn't go in the way of the that you want it to go, or the way we want it to go. Let's not take a look at the manager, but you look at how the players reacted, innit? This manager knows how to play football. He knows how to manage and knows how to put his team out there. And we saw that. A lot of people were arguing, oh my God, what's he doing? No defense, no wing backs. But his impetus was to attack. Now my point is, what I said after the United game, let's not be rash and point fingers at the gaffer to say the gaffer doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, you misunderstood that argument on the day.
Not you. It's not you.
Okay, you even misunderstood Rodrigo's argument. Rodrigo says, speak for yourself now.
I understand. I understand.
Go ahead,
I understand
IBZ.
what guys are saying then, but like, look at this. Look at what he did. He, in my opinion, he put Salzburg away to the side with our play. We played. I've never seen us this year play this football. I've never seen, like, I saw a definition from defense to attack. The forget Aubameyang didn't score. Just the intention of play. Oh my God!
The interplays.
Jorginho, man of the match. What? Where's that? Away from home in a Champions League game. Jorginho, man of the match. Kai Havertz with a worldie. What? Listen, the guy knows how to put his team out there. Obviously, it's up to the players to adapt to it. Now, there may be certain situations where he's had to play players where they needed to play, but all in all, it worked to
But wouldn't you say it comes down to the application, really?
Pardon?
The performance of the players comes down to the application.
Yeah, it comes down to the application, but he will set up the team. Again, we are lacking in the width. He's not going to play Aspilicueta every single time on his last leg as a right back. So you're going to have to accommodate that. So I'm going to have to do a free. And I'm going to have to put Pulisic and Sterling on the width of that 5 midfield. But I know that is going to give me attacking impetus. Havertz, someone said something yesterday. Can it be that Havertz is the new Thomas Muller, but we do not know? Not a striker, not an attacking mid, the second striker centre forward. Could he be that guy?
No, he's never a traditional. He's a hybrid striker if you want to.
He was never a striker, but he got turned into a striker by Thomas Tuchel because of Lukaku's mishaps. He did the job a bit okay, but now we're molding him to a striker or an attacking mid. I just feel that he can play as a Thomas Muller. And if reports are true that Man City or Bayern Munich will go, I think that's the exact role he will play. I think the guy played very well yesterday. His link up, whilst he probably people will criticize, oh, what does he bring? What does he offer? I mean, play him in alongside the isolated striker. He will drift. He will bring a link to that front line. Obviously, unfortunate.
He keeps the front line ticking. That's one of his most important jobs.
Now you can argue maybe you're not playing Mount and playing him as opposed to him, or you can't play him and Mount on the same pitch. Maybe that is debunked after yesterday. But it did look like he had more freedom as opposed to no one behind him. But it looked good. All in all, yesterday was good. Brilliant performance. We're through. We can rest for Zagreb. I am in a position of optimism now. And there's no pressure from the players, oh, we need to qualify for Champions League. No, it's getting back into it. We've won a game against Salzburg. We are through. So now the next Premier League game, we can go at it now. Without any worries, without any, burden. There's no shackles on the feet. And again, credit to that man, Graham Potter. There's no one else. Credit to him and his backroom team. No,
good job. You give credit where it's due. He did quite well. And Jose, my fellow American, fellow New Jersey, and I must say, thank you so much for finding the time to join. I hope you're doing well, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I am good. Thank you, Mr. Perspective. I hope you're well and everyone is well. Just been a bit with work. Yes, I understand that bills don't pay themselves. It's just we're family here. So whenever I don't see you for a while, when you come back again, I have to find out whether things are okay with you. But glad to hear that you're well. Hit the like button, people. We have 35 likes. We can do better than that. We had 100 plus people watching. We still have 84 people watching. Please like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much, guys. I told you Rodrigo was Potter out. No, Rodrigo just wanted IBZ to catch fire, but IBZ didn't hear it then. I don't believe the hype. He ain't joking. No, he's joking. And what do you think? It's mad to think Barca, Juve, and Atletico Sevilla will all be in Europa League this season. They get what they deserve. And like I said, as much as I like to watch Barca play, I don't think tactically, Xavi is good enough. Stop it. He's no Miller. Here's my argument. I think he's a different player, and actually he's well equipped to do.
I didn't say he's Thomas Muller. Let me just put it out. I didn't say he's Thomas Muller. I didn't say he is Thomas Muller. I said he could potentially play that same role. While we're arguing or we're umming and ahhing, what's his best position? What's his best position? What's his best position? What does he bring? If we were to analyze it, let's just mold him in the shape of a Thomas Muller. I'm giving him a blueprint, a foundation. I'm not saying he is, but if I put him in that trajectory, potentially at his age of 22, 23, probably the next 5 to 6 years, he could probably emulate that. Yeah? So I'm not saying he is Thomas Muller. Far from. He's not a Thomas Muller. But out of everyone, he can have that. He can have that impetus. He's a striker / attacking midfielder, centre forward. Thomas Muller is a striker, attacking centre forward. He's a German. Thomas Muller is a German. That's the only comparison I have to him. So if Bayern Munich slap him up, I would imagine he will probably be the heir to Thomas Muller and play the Thomas Muller role. So it's not really
and even do better because he's equipped to do better than Thomas Muller is.
If he wants to go Manchester City, it will probably be in that same form. God forbid.
But I don't think it's going there. I think the rumors were just engineered. Here's one thing. Here's one thing, journalists do with Chelsea. Every time, it seems like the situation of a particular player isn't favorable to that player, they will start, make a story out of it. It's good for clicks and all that. Muller, that's a stretch. It probably can do better than Muller. He's younger and probably well-equipped to do better than Muller. That's how I see it. Watching too much of... I get that argument, but it's hilarious, really. Here's what I want to say quickly. A brilliant idea from Liam Lane, which makes perfect sense. And his idea, you could say, aligns with what the statistics says. A lot of people watch this show but are not subscribed. Again, probably some don't know there's anything called to subscribers. So but again, we want to appreciate you. I want to say thank you to those that watch the Blue Morning Show, but for one reason or the other cannot participate in the chat. Believe me, you're much appreciated. Even as you're watching and you're not able to participate in the chat, you provide value to the channel, again, to the growth of the channel also. But if you can take a second whenever you can, drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. That will also add to the value. So thank you very much. You're all appreciated. Much love from all of us here at Chelsea Perspective. So thank you very much. Rodrigo, your turn again. What do you think? What came to your mind when you saw this lineup? Again, only 3 recognized, again, defenders. I know you have good understanding of football to understand that Pulisic and, again, Raheem Sterling, they're not there to defend. The application is what matters, which means they're there to overload the midfield and also attack. And as wingers, actually, they have quite a lot of space to play with. Because 1, 2, 3 can actually drag these guys inwards, which creates more space on the flanks for the wing backs here. But most people don't understand that once they see a player in that position, a winger in that position, they go, oh, whoa, playing them out of position and all that. But go ahead. Your thoughts on the performance overall?
They actually have the formation wrong. It was actually 3 flat midfielders. So Gallagher was on the right, Jorginho in the middle, Kovacic on the left.
Okay, but still 3 at the back, right?
The reason I'm saying that is in build-up phases, you see sometimes where...
So it wasn't. You're saying it's a hybrid approach?
No, it wasn't. Gallagher wasn't behind the 2 strikers. Gallagher was actually on the right.
Okay.
He was all game.
Yeah. Again, as the game started, you could see he wasn't really centrally.
No, he wasn't. No.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, what I noticed before I say anything, Porter out first.
Yeah, go ahead. You're asking for it, and I'm not going to side you.
No. I love Rodrigo. Rodrigo knows how to press those buttons. You know those buttons I have.
And it works.
But it's fine. Yeah. I know that it's testing mode.
Yeah. First, I think when they had I feel like sometimes was when Salzburg were pressing correctly, they could have had so much joy, Salzburg, but they didn't know how to exploit our system. It was our fault if they were
probably they didn't expect this.
Yeah, they didn't because if they were playing with wingers like wide, running in behind Pulisic and Sterling, they would have had so much joy. But because then it would have forced Gallagher and Kovacic to almost like become more defensive, but they didn't. So credit.
It goes both ways too. They have a lot of work because we're overloaded with players who attack minded, and we were always at them. Yeah, so it wasn't easy for them to actually to regroup to do anything. But go ahead.
And one thing you also noticed yesterday, we've been criticizing a lot Cucurella playing as a left side centre back, but he plays better when he actually has a wing in front of him. When him and
not a Chilwell, right?
Yeah, because when him and Chilwell are playing, they're all occupying the same spaces. They're all doing the same thing. Like you see him, Cucurella is very good at anticipating, pinching the ball, and so he goes in and attack the winger. But if you have Chilwell that's doing the same thing, and then you got 2 people out of position, so it was a very good game. I think it's our best game since the Milan. Milan. I'll say Milan. Milan first leg, and the Porto I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Like the football was beautiful. That was really good. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the lineup, I was like, and then I understood. As become play every game, so I was like, come on, we should play back 4. But then again, when you put your rational head on, you realize as become play every game. So we don't have a right back, so we had to go with what we had to go with. And
I really liked the system. The only concern, it was Roger. It was just I and Roger on the panel. Because balance, again, if you play it like this, it can be good to watch. But how about in the defensive phase?
Yeah.
So that was when we did the calculation, knowing Gallagher provides energy and good pressing from Gallagher and Kai Havertz. And Kovacic, that made a lot of difference. But here's mainly Kovacic's role here is with Jorginho. They have two of them. They have an almost telepathic interplay between them, or connection, if you want to phrase it that way. So control is important. You need to, if you're playing with this much attackers and just 3 recognized defenders, you have to control the game, because if you cannot control the game, you'll be in serious trouble. And we were able to do that.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
I wouldn't play this formation against a team that has elite wingers, or a team that use the wing, like Man United, for example. Like you notice times and again, Gallagher was filling in. The only thing with Gallagher that I've noticed is not very good at his passing. He's not very good at receiving.
I disagree.
The ball
I think we saw a different Gallagher yesterday.
No, receiving the ball under pressure. And
he did well, really, didn't he?
He did. No, he was one of the man of the match. I'm not gonna lie, but I just
let me show you this. Let's check his dribble rate, because there was tight on two occasions he got away from a tight spaces. I think I remember seeing that. Let's see again. Chances created, 3 chances plus. Also, he can create. I think most people. I think he's not different from Mount in terms of people judging him based on his energy and how much run and the pressing. And not, again, look beyond those things and look at his technical abilities. See it here. 2 out of 3 dribbles completed, 67%. That's not bad. And you could say these dribbles were from tight spaces, and he did quite well, really. I
saw him lose. I saw the ball getting pinched off him. I think Mount is just a bit.
But we're seeing here only once. Let's see if he was how many times he was dispossessed. 0 time. And I think this is correct. He was able to get out of trouble on 2 occasions that I remember. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, and just one thing. In this formation that we play, obviously, if we ever play this again, Mount and Havertz can play. You just have Mount has to play where Gallagher is playing. And Havertz was really good yesterday. And what's funny is I was listening to some people saying, oh, apart from the goal, he didn't do much.
No, even before the goal, we knew he was doing well.
No, I literally heard Chelsea fans saying that. They say,
those are the people that just have an agenda, though, innit?
Yeah,
exactly.
Look at the amount of chances he created for Aubameyang, for Pulisic, the link-up play. There was one ball, I don't know if you remember, in the second half, the touch to bring the ball down, that first touch. I know when we talk about Sterling down having the first touch, this guy has a very good first touch. And
he's
playing in that,
you can say he's one of the best. Again, he has one of the, aside from James, he's the guy with one of the most delicious touches.
Yes, yeah. And he's playing in tight spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is perhaps the most technical player.
So why can't a narrative be started to say, why can't we try and mold this guy into a player that plays his position to the top tier and delivers week in, week out over a number of years in Thomas Muller?
I think it's not going to be now. Like it cannot be now. We have to rest players.
No. I'm not saying it has to be now, but I'm just saying, no. In the course of this season, we just mold this guy into finding him a role as a second striker or playing as a 2, not as a 1. This guy as a lone striker is useless. But play him in a 2 like we saw yesterday, link it up with the striker, be it Amanda Broha, be it
whomever,
Aubameyang. Maybe this guy has more of an effect because he's an assister, not really the guy that's going to be up front so he can create chances for your second striker and have the odd shot on goal. So I don't see why that can't be a narrative. Again, I'm just highlighting. I am not saying Kai Havertz is Thomas Muller. But after watching,
he's actually equipped enough to. He's technically gifted enough to do better.
I'm just looking at a comparison. I can't compare him to anyone else in this situation. But Thomas Muller.
It's not a bad comparison. It's not far fetched. It's not like Thomas Muller something ridiculous.
He can mold that position. If Thomas Muller plays as a second strike, I think it will work. And I believe why I said that, because I went this rumor about Bayern Munich. If Bayern Munich were to snap him up, the only way I see him will be in that role. So as opposed to going there and adopting that role, why can't we have a similar mode of that type of player? Because I don't know, we still don't, after yesterday's performance, we still don't know what's his best position or where does he really, we can still guess it.
Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say quickly.
That's the
I
only
think
player I
Kai,
just see
as
it
long as
similar.
this front three is fluid, just plug him in anywhere, he still performs. As long as you don't say, okay, your role is number 9.
Yeah, but he has to be the link between the midfield and the
And he
attack.
does that.
Can't be
Right? Well, that's what I'm
Exactly,
saying.
yeah.
As
Can't be
long
man.
as, again, here's the thing, it's about application again. If the manager explains where you're standing, where you're starting this game doesn't matter. You can all rotate. Just plug Kai there. He still performs. What
Coach.
I don't want is, again, to try to play him as a defined number 9. Usually he
No.
falters when that happens. He
Sure.
does well
Exactly.
as long as the
It's
front
almost
three
like he,
is
So-
fluid.
so-
he does
so
well.
it's almost like his powers are limited if he's just the number 9 by himself. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
what
Go ahead,
does
Roger.
he
You
do
wanted to
here?
say something.
Yeah, can I just was it IBZ that was saying this? I totally
Yeah, that
agree
was
with him.
IBZ, yeah.
Yeah. So this is what you have to understand. To answer that question, it's quite simple, IBZ. Look what the national team of Germany does. They have literally built their team around him. It's simple as that. He is the number 10. And he excels when he plays for Deutschland. He excels. He's a different player completely. I'm talking about continuity and consistency.
Yeah.
You know, he's so technical. He is probably quite easily actually our most technical player. His first touch. You give him space and observe what he can do. Look
The
what he did
slightest of
yesterday.
spaces, really.
Yeah, he's.
The goal scored against England. See that
I'm
goal scored
sorry.
against England?
Yeah,
See the goal
exactly.
scored against
Yeah,
England?
it was. Look how much room we gave him. You asking, ye shall receive. Give me enough room, and I'll punish you. And that's what he does. He's a
Yeah, now
technical
you're
player.
preaching again.
No, yeah, but because listen, my
No,
eyes don't
the
lie.
language you used, that's where my laughter is coming from. But go
Okay,
ahead.
because my eyes don't lie. So I tell you who's a really respected journalist in Germany is Raphael Honigstein. Okay, he cannot stop waxing lyrical about Kai Havertz for years now, and he basically says he is. I remember when he was first purchased by Chelsea, and he said, "Give him a chance, and you'll appreciate. I've been watching him play since he was young. He's going to be Germany's next superstar." He's been saying this for years.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he knows his football, Honigstein. He's very well respected. He's the equivalent of Gab Marcotti, so to speak, whether you like him or not. These people know the game. You know, these people have written books. They know what they're talking about. They're not for clickbait. These are true journalists. And, you know, every time I've watched Kai, yes, he doesn't excel in the 9 position. I grant you that, but that's not his position. He's not a
Exactly.
number 9. He's not a number 9. He's a number 10. He's a second person. You know,
Exactly.
and he's technical. And more importantly, well, not more importantly, but just as importantly, is the fact that the industry in which he applies himself, he's non-stop. He reminds me of Willian a bit. Just constant energy, you know, and he presses. He's an unselfish player. And you know, and his stride, he's often regarded as, oh, he's too lethargic. No, you watch him run with someone else because of his long stride, ergo his gait. He's actually a very fast player. He's good in the
And
air.
you can also see how these days how committed he is. Again, the dirty aspect of his. Yeah, I was saying he's added the dirty aspect of the game to his game too.
Listen, he's young. He's a bit petulant, and sometimes how he pulls people back with frustration. But he's what, 23? He's basically a fetus. Come on, he hasn't even come close to his peak. That's going to be in 5 years' time. I think if we stick with him and build a team around him, just like Germany's national team does, you'll see the fruits of his labor. Yeah. I truly believe that. It will behoove us to do that. We will regret and rue the day if we let
I don't
him
think
go.
we'll make that mistake.
No, exactly. I don't think either.
We need to figure out a good offensive system where him and Mount can thrive at the same time.
And
I feel
Connor.
like if we play, I feel like they can, but that means Mount. I don't
and
know. It feels like you take away from Mount as well.
Really?
Yeah, like I feel like they can play.
I think they can all coexist.
Mount has to do less of what Mount does when Mount is on form. I feel.
Sure. I think if you look at, you can have Connor, Mount, Broja, Havertz all together.
All in the same team.
No, I'm just saying, they're interchangeable in some regards, but they can coexist.
You play with no width then, unless you have a Reece James and...
well, yeah, of course. Reece, and then you have
someone to provide you with width. Otherwise...
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying that they have the potential to be our future.
Mm-hmm. Just quickly, Roger, before we go into the player rating and again, and talking about this, again, we'll go through the overall stats and then we'll start rating the players. I want to ask you this question. Let me try quickly catch up with the chat so I'm not far too behind. I like Kai Havertz, but he ain't no Thomas Muller. But here's the thing. I'll tell you this. I think he's equipped enough to do better than Muller, and he's so young. And I support Germany. So, again, I've watched a lot of Thomas Muller. Yeah, I know. I get you. Again, consider the button press. Yeah. Yeah, but IBZ didn't take it that serious. And Kunku is a baller. He's a fine footballer. Again, I'm surprised some people compared him to Timo Werner. Again, all nonsense comparison. Kai Havertz, man of the match? I don't think so. He did well, but I don't think his performance warrants him getting the man of the match. How did you even have Kai as an option? Did you? Again, did I? No, I don't think it should be an option there. He scored a delicious goal, but that then again, other people did even more.
Should be also.
Yeah, that makes no sense. He's coming at me. We will end up selling Kai again. He would do crazy good for Bayern, and we stick with Mount, and we get frustrated and annoyed. No, I think he stays. He's not going anywhere. Plus, we're talking about owners who work with numbers. He's not going anywhere. Jorginho has the most UEFA Champions League man of the match since joining Chelsea in 18-19. Jorginho 6 accounted 5. Unfortunately, most people again don't see everything he does for the team. Havertz is a top talent. When he finds a form, and maybe Potter is the man that will again get him to start performing consistently. Yes, coach, I agree with you. Kai should be like libero, a rover in volleyball who's not limited. No, defined position. He should be floating closer to or in the box. Thank you so much, Mawoko. Again, that's a delicious comment, probably because you supported my argument. Chelsea OG, David Jones, was Chelsea OG here and I missed his comment? Again, maybe I don't get everything you're saying. Again, Hassan Willian actually got better stats this season than Havertz. Sorry, I don't... I'm not going to talk about that, really. Timo has not scored goals than any Chelsea player. Do you mean now? The irony. I think you mean now. Again, stop trying to force Mount his detriment to our build-up in attack. Again, he will get sold. He will not get sold. Remember, I told you that. Again, here you go, Top S. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Usually, fingers crossed. Oh, thumbs up from you. That's your ID, and I have it now. So thank you so much. All about wasted so many chances in the first half. Again, we should have won at least by 5-0. I think the new panic bus driver is just Viola, really. I have to say that. She goes left, right. The other day, she hated Kai so much. She said, but I'm done, really. But now she's back with Kai again. Thomas Esovic again. This is a combination but you guys. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Collins. I hope you're doing well. How many clubs will we need to fight off now to get Nkunku? I think he wants to join us. We just have to get it done before the World Cup. Otherwise, it's not going to be easy. I'm going to come back to the panel just quickly. IBZ, let's get over with this one before we get into the player ratings proper. The question I want to ask you is this: would you try this approach in the Premier League? To me, maybe not against every team.
Why not? Maybe that's what. Maybe that's what Potter's experimenting. Maybe that's a new approach you'd want to adopt. It worked very well. Why not implement it again in the league? Again,
you think this will work in the Premier League?
Right. The question, obviously, like Rodrigo said, coming against certain quality teams in the Premier League will be a given, and maybe he may need to adapt to a different approach. But this approach can definitely be used in the Premier League. I don't see why not.
Here's the thing. I think this problem.
Go ahead. If it can be used effectively in Europe, Why can it not be used in a Premier League fixture? If it can be, we haven't got Reece James, we haven't got Fofana, we haven't got we haven't got Reece James and Fofana, and Aspilicueta will still be our right back. Again, if he's not going to play a lot of games, or if we're going to rotate, albeit the fact that we are through, that this approach will be what we needed again. You know, having Pulisic and Raheem Sterling. You know, it makes sense. It makes sense. He might not want to be playing Ruben Loftus-Cheek as a right wing back, knowing that he's not a right wing back.
Here's what I want to say quickly. With this approach, I don't think it's something he'd repeat constantly. I think he'd pull it out every now and then, depending on the opponent. If you put this, go ahead.
Again. I don't think he'll do it constantly. Yeah, you're right.
No.
I don't think now is the new formation moving forward, even though he did get the best out of Kai Havertz as well. But it might be, but I'm not saying it will be. But it would be something like he would definitely use again. He would definitely.
I think you could use it at home.
Yeah,
imagine if you play like a low block team. You know what I mean? Like a team that you know for a fact they're not gonna attack you.
Exactly.
So, I would definitely play that.
But definitely, I will be surprised if he doesn't go back to this tactic again, because it has worked for you in a European away match, and why can it not work for you in a Premier League?
Are you talking about the personnel or
the personnel? In a back formation like this,
the formation and the personnel.
Yeah, sure.
Both, I think.
Yeah. I think it's not something. He can't do this constantly.
No.
No. I mean, I think the team have a vulnerable
this in a wide area. Is very scary. Like if all you have to do play your wingers really wide, and then to pin back, because you want Pulisic and Sterling to be running the other way back. You can't play this formation against a team that has really good attacking from like, for example, I won't play this formation against a team like Wolves, obviously when they have Pedro Neto, or a team like those teams that really utilize the wings properly. I wouldn't play this formation.
Yeah, again, like what I wanted to say again, like what I think we can all agree, it's something an approach that he'd pull out every now and then. When opposition don't expect him to do that, because if they're expected to do this, it can be exploited to the max, and it becomes a serious risk.
But
usually, go ahead.
But that's his currency, isn't it? Graham Potter, that's his currency. We don't even know what formation he's going to play.
He's unpredictable.
Brighton.
Yeah.
So you can't guess.
He's seriously unpredictable. Yes, Dan, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. OMG, Kai Havertz. At one of his best last night. Again, it was scary, and he won get the soul. Because found his form where he plays as a 10 behind Alba, and the goal was class. It was delicious, to say the least. Just real again driving that again. She has the keys now. Again, it was just frustrating to watch. I'm not hating. No, you're not hating. But again, you've spoken enough to take over the panic bus or train if you prefer. Ty has dropped the yacht. Maybe if that's what you prefer, go take it. Mount gets dropped, and we immediately play liquid footy. I don't want to hear anything about Mount. Here's the thing: Mount brings something different. Again, I think he's important part of the team. What he does is different. What Kai does is different, and we can't take that away. The fact we played well in absence doesn't mean had he played we will play badly. No. But I get your argument, and I respect your opinion. Again, in the Premier League, it's suicide. Indeed. Most teams, it will be serious. It will be suicidal. Chelsea should get a Frimpong. We don't know what the club are working on. Yes, people keep liking the stream. We have, 43 likes. Again, we should be doing better than that. And still 71 people watching. Please take a second to like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We have 75 votes on the poll. So it doesn't make any kind of sense to just have 43 likes. We should have more than 43 likes. If you took a second to participate in the poll, it takes half a second to just click on the like button. Please do that for us. Thank you so much. Here we have, Coach, that formation, good, but only one team. Don't have a Cuckoo. No, again, he was brilliant yesterday. Like I've argued before, days where it seemed like he struggled was due to lack of proper communication from, again, in the defensive line, plus lack of proper protection from the midfield. But you could say they got, again, a good enough protection yesterday. Plus, you see how good he can be in that position. I'm getting influenced by our fan base too much. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. You've taken the keys, so keep it for a while. Until someone else, again, complains more than you, then that person takes over. But that's, by the way, I don't think that I'm missing anything else here. Jorginho, most underrated. I can agree with you. It's simple because most people don't understand what he brings to the team. Now, I'll start with you, Roger. Let's talk about this man here. His performance yesterday. You could say the goal wasn't his fault, but even one of my friends, Lionel Joel, posting that Mendy could have saved that goal. To me, I'd say no, I don't think so. Again, I think the Mendy faction, if you want to call them that, or the Mendy gang, they're looking for the slightest, again, of excuses to start saying
they're waiting for Kepa to concede. They're waiting for Kepa to concede.
Yeah, exactly.
And then so they can say, like, Kepa's supposed to keep a clean sheet for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
That's what they were expecting. I mean, yeah. I mean,
he's
what's
a
the point of having a
byproduct of his
goalkeeper if
success.
he's going to... What's the point of having a goalkeeper if he's going to save it? I mean, what the hell? Goalkeepers are there to concede. It's how you bounce back from it. So what the hell? Kepa's still there, number one.
So Roger, over to you again. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he's a product of his success, isn't he? I mean, he's going to get blamed because he set the bar so high. No pun intended. Listen, I don't think, apart from going for one ball, and I've noticed he's coming for a lot more crosses to punch them, and he punches very well. His punching has improved because historically he's not been a great distance puncher, so he's obviously put an asserted effort to improve that. His distribution is excellent. I saw one wayward kick. Other than that, he was solid. Listen, that defense was dissected by a great pass. Defense splitting pass, the way it curved. It's basically indefensible, that ball. Mendy, as I said, we've got two great shot stoppers, but however, I believe Kepa is more technical with his feet, and his distribution, even with his arms, is slightly better. But it's marginal. But regardless of who we have in goal, we're very solid in that position. To me, he was excellent. He faced 7 shots on target. He saved 6. Simple as that.
About Kepa, he isn't just in form. He's also enjoying himself.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
He's also enjoying himself.
Sure. And also he's leading. You can tell the defense, the back line, are confident with him. Had you noticed that? They have confidence in him. They respect him. I like it. I like what he instills confidence in them.
And one thing you notice about Kepa is he plays on the edge. Like
that's his MO.
He has to be when he's confident and then he plays on the edge. Like you can see, like he's unbeatable.
I'm even concerned that his confidence is going to be the reason why.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because there's certain times where he'll come for the ball, maybe doesn't claim it. Some people see that as a mistake, but I see that as it's part of his personality. He has to be. I think he has to be pumped. Yeah, he has to be like pumped to that limit.
Yeah, nowadays, because of the ball, it swerves so much, you can't claim it as much. You have to punch it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Back in the day
even yesterday, there was a few times I was like, oh, Kepa, man. Stay on your line. But I think that's the way he plays. That's his
You're
game.
supposed to dominate your box. That's the... At least that's how I grew up playing in Britain. Same with Germany, too. The keeper dominates their box, because they're the only one allowed to handle the ball, and he's taken on that style of play, which I like, I admire. I have no problem.
He's a very good sweeper keeper as well. Very good.
Yeah, very good.
He
anticipates that the ball constantly. This is one thing that is standing out also this season. Since he's, you know what, I don't think I think he's working so hard that, regardless if he makes any faux pas, I can still see him maintaining a high level of confidence, because he sat for a year and a half plus on the bench. So he's worked mentally and physically and technically on his game. He did well. He had two choices, either to regress and sulk or to improve, and he did the latter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talk about being
I won't be surprised if he
an exemplary professional. I think is one.
And a
You know,
team
again,
player.
if we have to look beyond again the behavior on the pitch under the reign of Sarri, again, I've looked beyond that too. Before I go back to the panelists, please, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream. It does that does a lot for the channel. Again, if you haven't, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for all the support. We have 47 likes. Let's try and get it to 100 by the time the show ends. Go ahead, Roger, if you were still the one talking.
No, I believe it was Rodrigo that was talking, sir.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, go ahead.
He's going to the World Cup at this rate. He has to be Spain #1 keeper at the World Cup.
You would think.
Yeah, he's
so.
actually done better than again De Gea, I must say.
De Gea doesn't even get picked anymore.
Which is unthinkable because I rate De Gea highly.
Yeah, because he doesn't play. He can't. De Gea is horrible with his feet. You think Mendy's bad?
He's not that bad.
He's not. Yeah, he's even.
I rate Kepa. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying De Gea. De Gea.
Yeah, I rate De Gea with his feet. I think he's a fine goalkeeper. I think he's one of the best. He's been their Player of the Year, Man United, for many years.
Distribution?
Just quickly, Roger.
Yes,
just quickly, that goal Kepa considered, would you say it is in any way his fault?
No, that ball is coming. No, it was beautifully placed when that scorer. The way
and he's already off his line as he was trying to close up the player, but the player took it as he was still making a move to close him down.
It's indefensible basically because it's a perfect defense splitting pass. It's simple as that. It dissected our defense.
Mm.
You know, it's simple as that.
Rodrigo, what do you think? Kepa's performance overall, the goal he considered, would you blame him? And guys, we're not going to do the player rating this morning. If we try to do it again, the show will last longer than planned. Maybe later in the evening, we could still do that. Again, if I'll do a vote to see what people think. But Rodrigo, Kepa's performance, what do you think? Would you blame him for that goal? Or do you blame him for that goal, so to speak?
No, I mean, because like Roger said, the ball is coming really fast. And then because he's from a standing position, you straight away have to dive quickly. And I don't blame him.
And he was off his line already as he was trying to close up the guy. Yeah.
You can't anticipate that.
Yeah, you can't. That's it's a very difficult ball to stop. It's
a perfect pass. You have to concede.
It's a perfect pass. The pass was brilliant. Yeah. I don't think Mendy would have stopped that either.
Oh no! Ask some people. We're getting to one of them. I've seen one of them in the chat.
Oh, I know. You know what? It is what it is.
Go ahead. You were saying something, Roger.
I would defend Mendy had he been in that spot and conceded. I would defend him. I'm not.
I would either. Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
You have to. You have to tip your hat. You have to tip your hat when when the other team scores a good goal, and that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's more of a Thiago Silva fault actually from the build-up.
Yeah, it was.
No, but let's start from where we're talking about the goalkeeper. So let's start from when they got to his face. And just for the sake of some people thinking he could have stopped that. For me, he should have stopped that. For me, again, he was already off his line, making the move again to close up again on the guy he knew was going to take the shot. But before he could even get any closer, the guy took the shot quickly, which is a good calculation. Had the guy hesitated, because he's good at stopping, again, shots with his foot too, he could have closed up the guy and probably wouldn't find the space to shoot. But that's my do. I'm going to come to IBZ in a bit. Let me just catch up with what we have here. Kepa has considered twice in the last 2 games, but he's been good. Mendy is a better keeper. That's why he was a European Keeper of the Year. Again, why? Because he played in those games. Kepa didn't play in those games. I could argue, had Kepa been the one between the sticks for us, he'd still win it too. It's as simple as that. But again, that's not taking away from the fact that Mendy is a good goalkeeper. Things happened. That again, it happened the way it happened, and the opportunity called. And now, again, Kepa is between the sticks for us, and he's been brilliant and hasn't put a foot wrong. He's enjoying himself, more importantly, because it's a good thing to be, again, wanting to be in form. and the other to enjoy yourself. The mix of both you can move mountains. But I'm saying this, I'm really concerned. His confidence may well lead to the reason he gets dropped. I hope it doesn't happen. Kepa needs to play with his heels. I'm not sure what you're saying there now, Kim. So can you explain better? Again, it's amazing what a new woman can do for confidence. Yes. Again, relationships. Again, in terms of you, your wife, your girlfriend, because you work together, it can change anything. If you're in a bad relationship, it can do a word of wrong to you. If you're happy, you can move mountains. We pray she doesn't dump him at least until the summer. I don't think she will. Again, I know that's funny. I hope they stay together. Again, he's in love and he's enjoying himself. Kepa cannot come from the ball. Keeper cannot come for the ball and not get it, or you stay on your line. He's going to concede goals for doing that, but at least he hasn't failed. He's done quite well doing that. Again, watch Fabrizio Romano's news. Again, so many directors. Again, I've been confused. Which of them are we really getting?
I think I kind of get it because of the way Chelsea want to operate. They want to operate as a global with a franchise of clubs. So there are directors that will be involved in that sort of when they look globally, and then there'll also be directors that only solely focus on Chelsea. So I think that's where the dynamic would be. So when you have a global sporting director, maybe he's going to be looking at the clubs that Chelsea will purchase, and from that point of view, and then there should be someone who's only responsible for Chelsea.
Yeah, now it makes sense. Imagine adding Nkunku and Vadio to the team. I think will be brilliant. But again, let's prioritize the right-hand side. That's where we have bigger problems. I know Vadio, we've been told, according to Fabrizio Romano, the deal will be completed, but he stays there until, the summer next year. But I think I'm hearing we're fighting to bring them in this January. I hope that happens. I almost got a heart attack yesterday when Kepa nearly injured himself. Yes, I remember that too. But what nearly gave me a heart attack was when he was playing should I say Rondo? Is it called Rondo? What with the teammates on the side? I was like, the heck is going on here? Mendy against Stans will argue about his height. Oh, even Bobby did it on the panel here, thinking had it been Mendy, he'd stop that goal against Manchester United. But I think you have to understand what really happened that day, that he was already on the right-hand side of the goalpost, to our right if you're facing the goalpost, before starting making the move to stop that goal that was going on into the, through the other angle. People, please like the stream, 51 likes. Let's get it to at least 100 by the time the show ends. And I believe we can actually do that. Because Kepa is not tall. Imagine him against, Haaland. The defenders should try to stop Haaland first.
That's everyone.
Kepa did very well, though. The pressure was much during the closing hours of the game. Chelsea needed to be very focused towards the end of games. Like the case of Man United, we were lucky also last night. Joseph Okafor. Nwafi, well, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. Nwa Nigeria, first of all. Much love here. If you haven't, please drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Show me a keeper that does not concede. This wins it. This argument just wins everything. IBZ, would you blame Kepa? Do you blame Kepa for that goal?
No. I don't blame any. No.
Yeah.
No.
So IBC, let's start you for this man. Okay. I have your answer. No, go on. Okay, let's start you. Okay, let's start you with this man. Let's look at his numbers first. And again, before I continue, I want to say again, the app I'm using is called FortMob. I'm using the desktop version. They're not paying me. I'm not paying them, but it's only fair that I give them credit. But again, I am using this for free because I have the desktop version. You can get it on Huawei products, Apple products, Android products, and Apple products. Very intuitive, and you get real-time notifications on what's going on in the game. And I think you should give it a try. You will like it. So let's look at the overall stats before we go one by one. Expected goals 1.49. Wow. So they had 1.57. Okay. Total shots 16 shots. You can say it's pretty much an even game. 16 shots to our 15 shots. Big chances, 2 apiece. Again,
Coach, I'll be
big
back.
chances.
I'll go run. I'll be back.
No worries. Okay, big chances missed. We missed 2, they missed 1. Accurate passes, 503 for us. 84% pass accuracy, 115. Again, 50% pass accuracy. Fouls committed, 11. 18 of theirs. Offsides, 1 for them, 0 for us. Corner kicks, 9 corners. Wow. So this was so enjoyable. We didn't even pay attention that you could say literally they outplayed us, really.
No, they didn't. No.
So what are we looking at?
No.
But what are we looking at?
This is natural, right? When you're playing against a team that hasn't lost at home for 40 games, and then the Champions League qualification is on the line. We're going to the last 10 minutes. Of course, they're gonna try to attack. They'll throw the chickens.
But you can say it wasn't like you can't say we outplayed them. Would you say that?
We got for 90% of the game on the eye test. We had them
add the numbers to it, please.
Their keeper had a great game. Basically,
their keeper did well.
Yeah. We had them where we had them where we wanted them to be. They didn't.
Yeah, that's the truth. But again, it wasn't like we mopped the floor with them.
No.
We could have put this game to bed in the first 20 to 30
But we
minutes.
didn't, and they have a better XG than us. Here's what I'm saying. That doesn't mean we didn't play well. We played very well. It was delicious to watch. It was good to watch. Better than we've done for a while. But again, because you can say, if you look at it, overall, it wasn't like they played badly.
No, I agree.
Yeah, so if we look at the numbers again, it wasn't like they played really well. Actually, you look at the numbers here. Really, it was it was good to watch, but we won. We were the better team on the day. But why is the number saying otherwise here? Let me just ask you in a simpler form. What do you make of these numbers?
Yeah, they had their opportunities. However, as Rodrigo said, they threw the bus at us. Once they conceded. Actually, when we conceded, I was shocked that we played so well. We still maintained. I thought they would have actually this would have given them the impetus to go forward and be more aggressive. That wasn't the case. We actually controlled the game after we conceded and did very well. It was only in the latter stages of the game did they try to get an equalizer. And that's because we changed our formation to a back 4, if you recall. So we were expecting that. So we did well. I thought, listen, there are times when you cannot just...
No, I'm not saying we didn't do well. But again, without looking at these numbers, it just...
We shut up shop. We shut up shop. We changed our formation and we didn't park the bus, but we shut up shop where we're like, okay, we believe that you can throw anything at us and we can contain you. And that's exactly what we did because we have a solid back line and a keeper in form. It's simple as that.
Yeah, and they had a good goalkeeper too because we could have scored more than at least 3 goals.
He should have been in the contention for man of the match. He kept them in there. We could have easily got 3 or 4 past them. Out of the 4 or 5 chances that Aubameyang had, he should have scored 1 or 2 if it wasn't for the fact that keeper was in form.
Mm-hmm.
He had the game
just quickly. Yeah, go ahead.
He had the game of his career, probably.
Yeah, again, he was brilliant, really. Again, if you're watching, we have 86 votes on the poll, and we have just 52 votes. That's really not fair. Again, if you took time to participate on the poll, you can do the same. Again, it takes just half a second to drop a like on the video. Please do so to help us reach more people. Again, the likes do go a long way. Thank you so much for finding the time to participate. We sincerely do appreciate that. Again, I don't know what happened tonight, but now it just timed him out. Again, apologies if he timed you out. I'm not sure something is wrong. Maybe I should just call it off. I'm afraid the way, again, we wake up without a Silva in our back line, it's going to be really scary. I hope that doesn't happen. And that's why I'm expecting him to be rested and Koulibaly to be ready to start centrally. I think by the next game, I think Koulibaly will be fit and ready to go. I don't think it would make sense to start them both. Mendy's, again, a fault for losing his job. Kepa has been brilliant so far and should continue as our starting again goalkeeper. Here's the thing, that doesn't change. It would take something extraordinary for him to get, maybe because we've made it again, we're through. No matter what happens, we're still top the table, and we get to play again, not the best team from another group, but again, the second best team in another group. From another group again, maybe Mendy may well start the next game. I think there's a chance he starts, and that will make him happy. Yeah, we outplayed them, and their keeper was fantastic. The game should have been over at halftime. The numbers don't always tell the story, but the numbers tell even better story. If we're being factual here, that's the truth. But again, we played well. It was delicious to watch. I have to say that the interplays, the work rate. Again, you can say the tempo and everything was just brilliant. And like Roger explained, we've dealt with everything they threw at us. So that alone goes a long way. Again, Chalobah playing again with Silva day in, day out will make him the next Rudiger. I think Chalobah, I must say, is different from Rudiger. He's you could say, I don't know. Again, I haven't done the comparison proper. Let me not just be throwing numbers, throwing stuff at you out of my wazoo. What did you say, Roger?
It's meant to be a compliment.
Yeah, again, yeah, exactly. So yeah, they're both good players, and Chalobah is so young, and again, it has the potential to do even better. If you ask me, again, he's good aerially, and I think I've seen enough to say he's better than Rudiger aerially. But ball carrying, I still give that to Rudiger until I see otherwise. Yeah?
Sure.
What do you say?
Aerially, he's dominant currently.
Yeah, he's dominant, really, again.
But he's not clinical going forward. That's my only observation so far.
Mm-hmm.
But that in turn will change, I'm sure.
Yeah, with time, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Yes, guys, I'm going to end the poll now. 88 votes and just 53 likes. That's really not fair. The likes should be at least 60, 70 at this point. Again, and if you're watching and you don't have time to join in the chat, but you're listening, I want to say thank you, and thank you to Liam Lynn for bringing up that idea. You're well appreciated. Again, without you, again, we won't have this many numbers watching at the same time. Again, you provide great value and you're much appreciated. But if you can take a second to drop a like on the video, that will also go a long way. And please do consider subscribe if you enjoy the show. That helps the community grow. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's talk about Chalobah now. Let's look at his numbers first. He played 90 minutes. Again, let's see, 76 out of 87 accurate passes with this 87%. Again, 0.02 expected assists. Touches, again, into the touches 106. I think who had more? I think it was, I'm not sure, but we'll get to the person. Passes into the final third, 9. Somebody had more. I think so. Accurate long balls, 8 out of 11. This is just good to see. That's near excellent. Tackles 1, 2 out of 2, 100%. Blocks 1, clearances 6, and you wanted to know how many headed clearances 4. So aerially, I think is excellent. Interceptions 2, recoveries 5, dribbled pass 1 time. Again, ground duels 1, 4 out of 5, 80%. Aerial duels 1, 2 out of 3, 67%. Was fouled 2 times. I think he's improved really. Again, he can only get better. Roger, your thoughts on Trevor Chalobah?
Yes, in time, he's going to excel. He's very early in his career. You know, how old is he now? He's 23. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's very young. His peak will be in 5 to 7 years' time. He's going to be a mainstay, I believe, for us, assuming he stays with Chelsea. I don't see why not. I think he's going to be, well, he's an academy product, is he not? So, he's got a bright future ahead of him. My only question is, when Fofana returns fully fit, does he get his spot back?
Listen, it's not about getting a spot. Here's the thing, they both have a place in the team.
No, of course, rotation, etc.
Rotation, first of all, and then again,
especially with Silva at his age. I get that.
And again, one of them slots into the central area, which for me, it's looking more like it's going to be Chalobah now, because you could say, He's matured so quickly.
Really?
We're not seeing that. We're not seeing that exuberance from him again. It's more again. I think he's robbing off that calmness of Thiago Silva, and
Can I
he's a
ask
bit
you a
more
question?
calm now
May I
than
ask you a
usual.
question? If you put, let's say Silva's not playing, you put Koulibaly in the middle. Which one would you choose, Fofana or Chalobah, to play on the right or left? Who would
Any
you
of them
put?
suffice. It will suffice. But if I had to make a choice, I'll pick Chalobah, because you can say again. I'm going to say this again. To me,
No, coach. I'm saying if you
Yeah.
put Koulibaly in the middle and you have Fofana and Chalobah ready to play, which one plays where?
I'd still play Chalobah
No, right or left? Where does Chalobah
on the right
play?
hand side. Who
And then-
plays? Yeah.
And then who
Are
plays
you
left?
thinking
Fofana?
again in a back three or in a back four?
3.
Yeah, I still play Chalobah.
In
For
the
me.
right, and then you would play Fofana on the left?
No, we have Cucurella who can play there.
You're comfortable with that?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Remember my argument again on the days people were arguing Cucurella was everywhere. It wasn't really his fault. There was total confusion in the back. We had again the defensive line. There was confusion there.
No, I get it.
Lack of proper communication and also lack of proper protection from the 2-6s, which again
Okay,
a lot
coach.
of pressure on them. They got exposed.
Sure, coach. Can I ask you a question? If you have to have those 3 players playing in the back 3, Chalobah, Fofana, and Koulibaly, who would you have in the middle?
Koulibaly in the middle because of his experience. And we've seen, he's capable of leading the back line better than the other 2.
Yeah. So, okay, can I ask this question again? If you have Fofana and Chalobah and Koulibaly have to play in the back 3, who would play where?
Just the 3 of them. Koulibaly centrally. Chalobah, I've seen him play on the left-hand side before, so I play him on the left. And again, what's his name? Fofana on the right-hand side. That's it.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Yeah.
That actually picks itself because I haven't seen Fofana play on the left-hand side. Although, again, the talks are that he's capable of playing on the left-hand side, but I haven't seen him play there before.
I think that's a formidable back 3.
Yeah, it is. It's still formidable, but I don't. It would be hard for that to happen. Koulibaly has to be out before that to happen, really.
Sure.
Yeah, because the manager looks like he prefers playing Koulibaly on the left, but I think Koulibaly is I think he does better when he plays centrally, and I think we've seen that.
And in a back 4, if you have Koulibaly hypothetically starting, who would you rather have, Chalobah or Fofana?
Can you say that again?
In a back 4 with 2 centre backs, would you?
Who would I rather again start alongside? Again, you can say alongside Chalobah. Is that what Koulibaly?
No, alongside Koulibaly, who would you prefer? That's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, from what I've seen, I'd still say Chalobah.
Yeah, because of his aerial dominance currently.
Not just that. I think. Listen, there's something the way I can.
He reads the game.
I like the game. I like you to be a bit cool-headed if you're playing centrally. Rash decision can cause a lot of confusion.
Sure.
And you still see that rash decision making from what's his name, Fofana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's young. He'll grow. He'll improve.
Yeah. He will mature over time. But again, right now he's not there yet. I don't think he's capable of leading centrally comfortably.
Fofana's only 21.
Yeah, I know.
I thought he was 23. Okay, so he's. I thought they were the same age. He's much younger. Wow. Yeah. So we have a bright future.
Yeah, and I'm guessing you're looking at your spreadsheet too.
Maybe.
I don't have mine on the desktop, but that's, by the way, guys. We have 55 likes, 94 votes. Please, let's get the likes up, guys. Come on, we can do better than that. No issues with Fofana getting his spot back. It's not about getting his spot back. He comes back, then we have good competition there, and probably they'd be rotating. Again, it remains to be seen. But from what we've seen, probably again the first name on the team sheet will be Chalobah, given his performance again. Now he's done well, better than we've seen Chalobah or what's it Fofana do for Chelsea. Rotation is imperative because our players have already played many minutes due to again injury crisis. That's very correct. Chalobah, man of the match. Gallagher solid again. Kova and Jorginho were good. Pulisic was okay. Sterling was Kepa is not undroppable. Gallagher again played well. Yeah, I get your argument overall. No, Fofana over Cucurella again at the left. Again, if you have to pick one, again, he's faster, has a better aerial presence, plus a better footballer. I disagree. If you really want somebody that will contribute well in the attacking phase and even defend well, pass the ball well, is Cucurella. I think people haven't really paid attention again to Cucurella and how well, again, how good of a footballer he is. But that's, by the way, coming back to the panel now, to me, I think Chalobah, he deserves a shout for the man of the match. Again, he did really, really well. Again, Thiago Silva yesterday also showed the importance of taking good care of yourself, because that fall would have been, again, to someone else, would have, I see, again, may not be okay to continue playing if they don't take good care of themselves. What do you think about Silva's performance yesterday?
Yeah, so I mean, what can I say? He's the mainstay. He's an amazing player. It's just his consistency is incredible. You know, he's an amazing asset, and it's not just what we see on the field. I think his professionalism, how he looks after his body. He's probably the first to arrive and the last to leave in training camp, I dare say. Probably the youngsters like a Fofana and Chalobah, etc., probably are learning a lot from him, either by observing him or from his direct input. I think his influence is immeasurable from what we cannot see on the pitch. And I think it's beginning to transpire via osmosis. You can see Chalobah, he always was good, don't get me wrong, but you can see him excelling. And I think it's fair to say, it's an assumption, obviously, but I think it's fair to say that can be attributed to Silva. I mean, we're so lucky to have him.
We are again. Like I said, I think he can still play for another 2 years.
And even if he doesn't, Coach, I would like him to stay as a member of the staff.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like him to coach our back line for the next X amount of years.
Even as a mentor, that would do.
I'm telling you, if you're going to learn, you might as well learn from one of the greatest ever. You know, in his generation, he's an amazing player.
Yeah, he is indeed. He is AD, again, a love for blue. Big up, brother. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the panel. Before I go to AD, please, if you haven't, take a second, again, to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Those things do go a long way. Again, 96 likes and, again, just 56 likes, but 96 votes. Wow. That's quite a lot. It says Cucurella left wing back, Fofana left center back. Yeah, maybe you can. Fofana can play in both right and left the center back position. I'd rather Cucurella play there. Again, he's shown he's capable of playing there. But if he plays further forward, still good, because he's capable of putting in some delicious crosses, again, into the box, whether on the carpet or in the air. And again, he does it early. He's not hesitant like we've seen from Ben Chilwell. Regarding Silva, I have never seen a Chelsea player consistently play at such a high level that he becomes anonymous in some games. And again, he's played, again, done so well that even when he makes a single mistake in a game, I overlook it. Even if it leads to a goal, I don't talk about it. Honestly. Yeah,
same here. Yeah,
he's that good. So Eddie, coming to you again. First of all, welcome to the panel today again. I appreciate you finding time to join us. I know you're a very busy man. First of all, what do you think when you saw the lineup? Just to bring you up to par, what came to mind? Were you concerned about balance, given how many attacking players we have, and we had just 3 recognized defensive players on the pitch?
Hi, Coachy. Hi, Roger.
Hello.
Big up to you too, brother.
Yeah, the lineup, when it came out, I was thinking, what's going to happen today? But
okay, looks like,
there's no way.
Go ahead.
You attack very well. It makes it so easy for the defense to operate. But if we sit back, because we needed to win, it was a must win yesterday. So it went very brave, and good thing it went his way. And I keep saying it as well. We can't continue missing chances the way we did yesterday. it's gonna want. I mean, the chances we created in the first half, we should have been about 3-0 up or so in the first half, minimum 3-0 up. But thank God we came through it, winning the match because it was a must win, and good thing we did. So very happy about the win, and then we move on.
Yeah, to you, how do you think? How would you say we achieved the balance, a much needed balance in terms of defensive phase of the game? That we didn't suffer really defensively that much. The counter, we saw what happened, but we're not going to talk about that. Much respect to the general himself, Thiago Silva. But really, again, how do you think we achieved balance? To me, again, I've talked about how I thought we, again, even before the game, I and Roger, we talked about in detail how we think it was. Again, we're going to achieve balance in terms of the defensive aspect of the game. And you can say that was exactly what happened. But to you, how do you think we achieved balance in that game?
Yeah, the balance of the game came with hard work, closing up spaces. You can see everyone on the pitch was like, it wasn't as if this is my role and I have to do it without helping out each other. Whenever any other side is in trouble, they were covering for each other, working very hard. And it takes energy and determination to do that. Everybody working for each other, closing those spaces for each other, making sure when they attack together. When they're defending, they make sure no one is left exposed. So it was through hard work and combination of good play that gave us that. And I think they were surprised because, after the first game we played against them, they thought, they could really win at home and their record at home. But they were surprised the way Chelsea came at them and the style Potter deployed yesterday, which was very brave from him. And kudos to him, to be honest. He did it and it worked out very well for us. It was just sheer energy and determination, everybody just knowing where to be, and then it was just a good night.
And I didn't know. I think overall it was a brilliant performance. To me, their balance, again, I'm repeating myself, achieved from, again, our ability to control the game, plus a good pressing up front. And you could say, more importantly, like you said, I think we defended as a unit too. It was a collective effort, again, attacking and defending. And that was why, again, our defense had a lot of the ball. Again, since we've talked about Mendy, we talked about Silva, we talked about Chalobah, we're going to, again, a Cucurella. I'll catch up with what we have in the chat. And Eddie, I'm going to start with you still. If you feel like talking about this too, with just a minute, and then come to Cucurella and talk about what you think about his performance in detail. Like I argued, people were saying he seemed confused in previous games, and I said, again, no, again, the whole thing was that lack of proper communication in the defensive line. Again, yep, that's good for Silva. Again, if we had Zakaria, he would have protected the midfield even better. I think it's probably be confused in this game. I think Potter prefers, in this game, you could say he prefers, again, what we call CMs, or central midfielders, again, rather than DMs. And I think the two players we had on the pitch, they executed their roles near perfection. So I wouldn't have done anything differently. I haven't seen that. Again, against Brighton, again, we need to be more clinical, plus defend better on the right of our defense against Trossard. Again, an audition for Trossard. If you say who is playing for Chelsea's, again, contract free transfer next summer. And remember, I think I thought as much too, but they have an option to extend his contract. And I think they would do for him not to leave on the free. So we end up paying them some money. I learned, correct me if I'm wrong, Gallagher, right wing back. No, I don't think so. But again, he's capable of operating from there too. Because what matters is the application, not the structure or where the player is situated. It's as simple as that. Again, got to go now. Kachila, panel and chat. Yeah, again, thank you so much for finding the time to join the shows. Talk to you later. You take care and bye. Now, coming back, AD, you can talk about, again, Havertz, Kepa, Silva, and Chalobah, because we've talked about the three players, again, as quickly as you can, and then talk about what you think about Cucurella's performance in detail. Yeah, Eddie, go ahead. Are you there?
I think we have yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I said Kepa. What can we say about Kepa now? It's just like a new signing for us. Unbelievable. I really don't know when we're going to see Mendy back. It's just so the way things can quickly turn around that some people are even saying, when they talk of, would Mendy be playing next game or so, nobody even talks of Mendy coming up. We don't even have confidence in Mendy anymore. It's so surprising and the way things can. So happy for him. He's been but for me now, Kepa going forward, that's it's just justified. I mean, it can only get better for us. Like as I always say, when Mendy comes back, it's going to be a different Mendy we see. He's going to be more focused, determined, and he will cut out most of those errors he used to make. Because he knows now clearly he's not indispensable. So he knows clearly now, unlike before, what he had in mind was, oh, it would be me and me alone. But now he knows
Yep, Eddie is going in and out. Yeah, go ahead.
You record? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Eddie, go. We can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, for Chalobah, I don't know. I think if it's possible, let's keep playing this guy all games because we've never lost since all games. The record keeps going for the lad. Even though we're not playing well, we still keep having results. So his performance is unbelievable. It's just his game, and others coming back, Koulibaly, everybody, they have a fight in their hands to dislodge him. To be honest, he's superb. He's superb, honestly. And for Cucurella is back again. I think we had a report about, I'm not sure how true that is, that he had tonsillitis or something, so that he's just recovering from it, you could see. But I think he's getting back again to proper fitness.
So you really did believe that he's been poor again. It was down to him, not really down to lack of protection for the defense. Plus, again, lack of, maybe not because of because of lack of proper communication.
Yeah, it could be a combination of all, but he's been kind of in and out. You know, he couldn't really say, just like Chalobah. Chalobah, you know what you're going to get every game.
Yeah, again, thank you very much for that. Again, how about you, Roger? Your thoughts on the performance of Cucurella yesterday? If you're on the chat, I want to get your thoughts.
He was very solid. He looked good. I mean, he read the game better. I thought his passing was excellent. I thought he had a very solid game. I'm actually trying to think. I haven't watched the game a second time, which I shall do today. But I can't think.
Go ahead. I'll be back like in 10 seconds.
Sure, of course. I can't think of a game that any one player for Chelsea was subpar, to be honest with you. I thought collectively, obviously, they played very well. And I think individually, they played within their means. They played within their roles. Some did excel more than others, like a Chalobah, like a Silva. I guess Conor Gallagher definitely, like a Kai. I even think Pierre-Emerick didn't have a bad game. He was just thwarted by a keeper that was on the top of his game, and you have to bow your head to him sometimes. I thought everyone, individually and collectively, this is the best performance I've seen all year. Yes, I understand who you have to take into consideration who we're playing, but I thought they played very well, both teams, but specifically us. We controlled the game. The only criticism I would have is that, guess what? We didn't put the game away early, but that is only because the opposing goalkeeper was excellent. That's it. So you can't say that we missed easy opportunities. It's just that their keeper had the game of the season for himself. So I think Chalobah, just like everyone else, had an outstanding game. I would probably give him a 7.5. You know, he didn't play poorly. He didn't play greatly. He was steady. I'm very pleased with the performance yesterday throughout.
Yeah, I think he did very well. Eddie, let me bring you to your cousin now against Sterling. To me, even though you could say he did better than he's done in the past, I think he didn't do as well as I expected him to do, really. Your thoughts?
No, Sterling has been poor, to be honest. Sterling has been poor. Right? That's the standard we expected from him, where the standard we
Mhm.
So I don't really, maybe he needs to have a few rest and then come back again. We don't really know because each time you think he's going to do something good, he keeps losing the ball, overrunning the ball, doesn't take no quick decisions. Sometimes slow with his decision making and all. I don't really understand why that is. Could it be because they move him around, or they've not really figured out where to play him permanently? I don't know.
Have you ever watched
you know-
England play? Have you ever watched him play for England?
Again, I've watched him play for England, but I'm not sure what to say is wrong with Raheem Sterling. Really, again, he
What you
seems
see
again.
is what you get.
Yeah, that's the thing. Again, but your thoughts really, what's going on? It's looking like Porter is just trying to play him into form. I think that's
Yes,
what I see
for
is
sure.
going on there.
Yes, I totally concur. This is what he's trying to do. I'll be honest with you. I think for the most part, what you see is what you get with him. It's simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't have a first touch, never has, probably never will. He's low on confidence. That's quite noticeable because the amount of times he dribbles and gets dispossessed is quite noticeable. This is him. But he will improve, you know, with his confidence if it does return, and he will be marginally better. But I've never rated him, as I said before.
You don't think he's ever going to be exceptional at Chelsea?
No, I've said that from day one when he was a Liverpool player, a City player, an England player, and now a Chelsea player. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he does excel, but obviously because I want Chelsea to succeed. But every time I've watched him play, this is what you get. He looks much better playing in a City team, but if you listen to virtually every expert, Haaland looks better than he really is, even though he's an exceptionally
no, he's an upgrade,
player.
really. We don't
I'm
even need to go into that.
No, I'm not talking about Haaland comparing him. I'm just saying his figures are accentuated based on the fact that you've got people like De Bruyne, like Foden, like who's the German? Forgot his name. Gundogan, yes, that is able to feed him. Guess what? We don't have that in midfield, so his numbers have been inflated based on the fact that he's playing for one of the greatest teams that England's ever seen. So,
yep.
Go
ahead.
I'm being honest. I'm not being critical because I have an agenda or anything like that. I'm just being, listen, if anything, I should be biased because he's English, but that's not the case. It's just a fact.
Yeah, no, believe me, I totally understand. You're not the first Englishman to complain about him, and I think he can do better than he's doing for us of late.
Yes,
and to me, it just seemed that Porter is just trying to play him into form, and it's not really happening. Again, as much as I'd say he did better than he's done in the past 2 games that he started, but still not there. It's still not there.
That doesn't take much, coach.
Yeah, it doesn't change much. Yeah, again, Kim So again, it says Mendy needs to train the ball control and passes. Here's one thing I'm going to say regarding that. As much as I think Kepa is better on the ball, Mendy is also good on the ball, but that's not his best, strongest suit. But let's say, assuming he's not good on the ball, it's too late for him to start learning that right now. You're calling for him to make even more mistakes during games but he's good on the ball, but not as good as Kepa is. Here's the thing. I think his issue, again, you can say the issue he had was down to lack of proper, you can say concentration, and also you can say confidence. He lacked confidence at one point, but he has to recognize again what his problems are again to be able to solve them. I hope he's working on them. I believe he's equipped to do even better than Kepa is doing for us right now. So I hope he does well. If he does well, it's good for us. If Mendy has been again reduced to playing cup games, is everyone happy with him playing against a City in the next cup game? Yeah, I think he starts, really. I think he starts that cup game. He probably starts again, most likely. We'll start our last group game, given that we've topped the group no matter what happens.
You know what, though?
Yeah.
You know what? Based on the schedule, I believe that we play we play a Champions League game next, right? And so no, we play Brighton, then we play a Champions League. We play Dynamo Zagreb at home. I have a strong sneaking suspicion that Kepa will be rested for that game and Mendy will be brought in. So
not just because he's tired, because just to give Mendy a chance out of respect.
Well, yeah, to give Mendy a chance because the City game is what? It's 7 days later. So he can get him into, shall we say, game shape. So, because you can't really duplicate as much, so that he'll be ready to play against City. Now, if he has a stinker against Dynamo Zagreb, then maybe Kepa does start the City game. But I doubt it. I think Mendy is going to come back focused. And if he does start the Dynamo Zagreb game, then I think he's going to excel. And I think Potter will then be confident starting Mendy in the City game in the, the English Football League Cup.
No, I think no matter what happens, he's still give him a chance in the City game, really.
Sure. But do you think he starts him in the Champions League game just to get some game time?
Yeah.
I think it's a strong possibility.
Yeah, I think he starts. Given again, I wasn't until I stand corrected really with what I was said about the Arsenal topping again the possibility of Milan still toppling in outstanding. It turns out, the rules again. Yeah, I was mistaken there. Again, let's say we'll see what we have again. Eddie needs to get closer to the window so his phone will work better. Just aside for me, Cucurella is not advisable at left wing back against teams with big or physical strikers. Okay, so you can. I meant left centre back not good for Cucurella against physical attackers. Maybe that's the case. Okay, again, Cucurella has lost weight. Again, do you see that, Coach? I honestly, Mawoko, I didn't see that really. I have to tell you the truth. No first search again. That is a bad analogy. Okay, give us your own analogy again. If you're watching, we have 57 likes. Let's get it to at least a 63 more to get it to 60, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. This issue with Raheem Sterling, he needs again a narrowly defined role to get the most out of him. Potter hasn't done this again, and has him in multiple roles, which affects consistency. And that is true, but he should be able to play well again, and no matter where he plays on the pitch, it's still on the flanks, though. That's the thing again. But that's, by the way, decision making is his problem. Plus, he's being used out of his best position at this level. Again, he should be able to fulfill that role. And again, you have to expect more of that from Potter. That's the way he operates. Again, every now and then he plays wingers again in the wing back positions. Who has a better first touch? Again, Gary Cahill or Raheem Sterling? I'm not going to go into that. You're not being nice, really.
Wow. Even I didn't go there.
Oh my gosh,
that's
not
nice, really.
No, can we actually blame Potter though?
No.
I mean, if Raheem Sterling was consistent in whatever role he thinks is his best role, they won't move him away from there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If he was consistently good to roll where we think maybe from the left or from the right, and he's nailed those two positions down, I mean, they won't try and see, okay, could we just try him here or move him or try to accommodate him on the pitch? But that's what exactly Potter is trying to do for him now. Trying just to say, okay, let's have him on the pitch, not to further kill his morale. I think that's exactly what they're doing to him because he's not nailed down that position for me anyway.
With the exception of goalkeeper, a professional football player should be able to play in at least two different positions.
Exactly.
With reasonable variation.
And at his age, at this point, he should be able to do that comfortably. I only have issues with young players being played in multiple positions because it can be detrimental to their development.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
A player like him, here's the thing again, I don't know where the argument is coming from. He's on the flanks, no matter what. He's still on the wings.
Yes.
And the application
either wing back or whatever it is. Yeah.
Exactly. And your primary responsibility is to attack, not to defend. Even when you play as the right wing, you're still expected, again, to track back, make up numbers in the defensive phase. So what's the difference? Yeah. I think that is just excuses players make when they don't do well.
And also it gives you... it also gives you more room in the channel behind the defense.
It's as simple as that.
Exactly.
So he should excel. He should excel in that.
So that's why I do not understand where those arguments, again, where they're coming from, really. Again, if you're watching, again, 58 likes, again, we should get it to at least 68. And if you haven't, take a second to like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Here we have, again, please like and subscribe when you enter. If you have not, as it helps the channel reach a wider audience. Thank you so much for that. Again, Mendy needs to fix the clock, again, in his head. Again, dwells too much long on the ball. He hasn't done that before. Again, that's why I'm saying it's a concentration issue. Plus, again, you can say a confidence issue, which he can easily come up with.
Coach, if you work as a keeper, you work an extra 2-3 hours a day, 6-7 days a week, with the ball at your feet. You become second nature. It's just a matter of progression and practice. But
how much time at this age? How much time does he have to do that? And again, let me say this again: Mendy isn't actually bad with his feet.
No, he's not. But
he's not. No,
he's not great, but he's not poor either. But I've seen worse. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, though, trust me, if you practice literally between, let's say, an hour and a half to 3 hours a day with the ball at your feet, playing against the wall or with other people, and you do that 5-6 days a week, after a couple of months, there is a noticeable change. I'm serious.
Yeah. Again, that makes perfect sense. Please remember to like and subscribe, guys. Support, again, the Blue family. Yes, again, we're one here. We're like a family. We've grown beyond the channel to a community, and your support does go along with. So thank you so much for finding the time to join. Let's look at, again, the numbers. Again, we'll take them one by one. I think we should look at Gallagher. He's one of the most important players on the day. And I want to start with you, Roger. Again, it's easy to overlook how well he did. Again, not to look at how well he did, not to give him credit because he didn't score a goal or get an assist. But let's look at his number here before I have you speak about him. I think he was, again, you can say one of the reasons why we played as well as we did. He was everywhere. Again, he created chances. He
instrumental, coach.
Yeah, exactly. He supported the defense. And I saw something that I said I actually owe him an apology. I don't think he was capable of playing the role he. Plus, again, you can say some people, we give him, again, we don't give him enough credit that he deserves in terms of his technical ability. I think I saw him dribble his way out of tight spaces on 2 occasions yesterday. Again, but let's look at it. Accurate passes, 38 out of 44. That's not bad. 86%. Chances created, 3 chances. Expected goals, 0.13. Expected assists, 0.65. Attacks, again, blocked a shot, 2 touches, 64 touches. That's not bad. Successful dribbles, 2 out of 3. That's a high. That's not bad at all. Passes into the final third, 1. Again, that's because he's already there. He operated there the most. Again, accurate crosses, 4 out of 5. 80%. That's the best. One of the best on the day. Accurate long balls, 3 out of 3. 100%. Corners, 1. Corners taken, 1. Yep. Tackles, 1. 2 out of 2. Clearance is 1. Recovery is 9. Ground duels, 1. 7 out of 9. That's near perfect, really. Yeah. Aerial duels, 1. 1 out of 2. 50%. Was fouled 3 times. Fouls committed once. So he was brilliant on the day, but it was easy, again, to just not, again, give him the credit he deserved because he didn't score a goal. But you go ahead, talk about him.
I was getting tired just watching him run around. You know,
he did a lot of running. To be honest, a lot of running.
I was wiping my brow, going, "Wow, I'm exhausted." No, he played well. I mean, he stood out, just like Chalobah did. He was exceptional. His industry, you know, it's not just what he does with the ball; it's when we're out of possession, and it's
again what he does off the ball is important too.
Yeah, and listen, please don't critique me for this, but when you look at his industry and you compare with how he's running in the same screenshot, when you look at Pierre-Emerick, I know he's not brought in to do that, but it's noticeable. This chap is a dynamo. He's relentless. He's young, you know, so he's able to do that. He's got the legs to do it. I thought he was, as the French would say, formidable. You know, I thought he was He's another Mount. They're cut from the same cloth. They're identical in so many ways. They play with and without the ball. You know, they have a different style, but they're interchangeable. Does that make sense? So
Yeah, he does.
I really think we've struck gold with two academy products. This isn't a coincidence. We need to address this. You know, ever since JT, and then who's the other chap that was the I forgot his name. Oh my gosh, he's an old-time player.
What position?
I think it was a right back, was he? I forgot his name. Anyway, so then you have the likes of Tomori, Chalobah, Mount, Connor, Broja. Don't forget he's an academy product, is he not? You know, you're looking at. I'm trying to think, who else are we missing here? I think we're missing Reese, of course. Reese. You know, it's like this is impressive. This you're looking at virtually all of them. Would you say this is a safe assumption out of the 20 teams, the 19 others in the Premier League? I'd say that the majority of them would start in probably 18 out of the 19 other teams, or 17 out of the 19. I think you can safely assume that virtually every one of those players would start in or be a major part of the squad in any other team. That's how good they are. And we're a big team. So I think it's really important that we have to play homage to them, because the quality that's coming out of the academy it saved us. Can you imagine these players if we didn't have them from the academy? Where would we be?
Yeah.
This speaks volumes. I think Connor is an exceptional. And listen, I didn't watch.
And again, some of the gang, again, the Selim gang, again, were actually calling for him to be sold when he missed a penalty. I think he tried a Panenka. So when he missed a penalty during preseason, and they started calling for him to be sold.
A Panenka, when not executed, it is ugly to watch. It looks.
Yeah, but to see, how do we, again, who judges a player based on that alone?
No, of course you don't. Of course you don't. And, you know, there's always going to be a faction, especially in the Twitter sphere, that people do that. No matter what the subject matter is, whether it's politics or sport, there's always going to be, what's the expression? Always going to be haters. So just go with it. That's why I don't really pay much attention to social media, because people do things hiding behind a mask. You know, it's nonsensical. So you just have to go with common sense and logic, and then you'll be okay. If you go down that path, then you should be, by and large, you just have to listen to logical and sensible people. You know, listen, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but a lot of it is clickbait. So I don't really adhere to that. I don't go after it. Yeah, there's people going to say sell him because he missed a penalty. You know, you can't base a whole career based on a few seconds worth. They're human. You have to look at the big picture. You have to look at the entire volume of his work. And from what I have seen, and I didn't watch much Palace games last year, I must admit, but he was their player of the year, was he not? So you know he's doing well. Other teams wanted him. So what does that tell you? Same with Broja. What does that tell you? He's Premier League quality, and he's only going to get better. If he stays healthy and he stays with Chelsea, I think he's going to have an exceptional career. And I'm not saying this,
and again, I think his emergence
with rose-colored glasses. I'm being honest based on what I've seen thus far.
And I think his emergence also means, again, we're not going to overplay Mount. I think we saw that yesterday.
I think that's a good thing. I think this was Connor's best game in the Chelsea shirt.
Indeed.
I really think that. Yeah,
it was. PJ Artis says, again, we will see Mendy next Champions League game. Again, here we have Chalobah is Chelsea's best defender since Rudiger left. You could argue that one of the best, maybe. Again, you're not going to say he's done better than the general himself. Gallagher was my man of the match. If he's only going to get a better, and that's the truth. The more games he plays, the better he becomes. Sterling wasn't horrible. He wasn't horrible. I accepted. I said he was better than he's been in the past, but still not there. Again, he didn't do. He should be doing better than what we saw yesterday. Again, I said we need to cut him. And he has a lot of slack. more than he needs, actually. There's still time. I'm not saying he's done. Again, we need to cut him a slack. Again, we need, again, when we need him, he was there. Nobody's saying it's bad, but we have to be factual. Again, City have better passes of the ball than us. Again, so that's why he stood out there. Yeah, good argument. You could say again, yes, again, he could have done better. That's the argument. Again, and nobody's taking any slack for him. The slack is still, again, a lot of them in a coil waiting for him to take him. Again, he has time, and I believe he should be doing better than he's done. Every player has the bad moments. Again, he will recover. Again, his goal scoring form, I believe so. Again, come on, people, smash the like button. Again, it has been a brilliant stream with excellent panel, and it's surely what a like. If you want to be getting even a better stream, yes, people, again, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you have 16 likes, but we should be doing better than that. Again, Nana, again, the Fanta Commander said, again, Chelsea makes me happy yesterday. Yeah, for me, yeah, Chelsea made me happy yesterday, and I believe they did. I know that's what you're saying. Again, I love the color blue. Keep loving it. Again, to me, until the fat lady sings in the church, blue is the color. Even beyond that, I'd still, again, I want, again, blue. Again, that never changes. Again, but that's, by the way, thank you so much. If you haven't, drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Here's my brother, again, Afal Diaz, again, Diaz, a.k.a. Boogeyman. He says, but seriously, Kai was okay, nothing extraordinary. Yeah, he played well overall. Even before that goal, he did well. If he has not scored that goal, we will be saying something different right now. No. Again, you can go watch again the watch along. Even before he scored, I was saying again, who was there on the watch along with me? I was with somebody. I was telling the person, look, he's played well so far, and he did well overall. But I get your point. Nothing too much, but at least, again, he was good. Pulisic didn't take his chance yesterday. You could argue that too, probably, again, because, again, he feels like he's played out of position, but I don't think that should be the case. You get such an opportunity, you take it, but at least I'd say he did well. He wasn't bad. He got an assist, at least, and that's huge.
He should have scored, though. He fluffed the shot. I mean, but you can't base a whole production of 90 minutes or however many minutes he played based on that one thing. However, that would have made the game out of sight. Had he scored, it would have been, 3-1, so that's my only thing about him. Other than that, we're talking about Pulisic, right? Other than that,
yeah, so because somebody in the chat talked about him.
Other than that, I thought he played very well. He played better than Sterling, but I would have liked for him to have at least had that shot on target, but he completely missed the ball, miskicked it. Yeah. Other than that, though, I thought he had a very solid game.
Yeah, he did well. Yeah. Again, but I think here's the thing. I think it's, again, because so much was expected of him, so it's easy not to, again, appreciate, again, how well he did yesterday. But you can say it wasn't a brilliant game from him, but he did quite okay. He had a solid game, like you said. Eddie, your thoughts again? I think after that, I think we'll call it a day. Your thoughts on the performance of Gallagher yesterday, and what do you think about the role he played, again, in ensuring we have balance? Because I'd say he was key in ensuring we had balance yesterday.
Yeah, Gallagher did very well. Was very good yesterday, and we knew that because he's got energy in him. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So he got that energy and all, and he did very, very well, I think. And the next game, I think we might see similar system being against system he might deploy the next game. Press as well. So he might want to play this. Maybe like Mount coming, Kovacic starting, something like that, but it will be similar. It won't be like kind of more, there are a lot of defensive structure for our play next, and Gallagher might be involved as well. I think so, though, and he deserves to, based on the way he played yesterday. I thought he played so well yesterday.
Yeah, he was just brilliant. Again, overall, again, AD, just quickly, I don't know if you've talked about your thoughts on the overall, again, how well we played again, what we did right. Again, let's round off with that. But if you have done that already, I think we're good. But if not, you go ahead. You have the floor, and I'll come back to Roger to say again his final thoughts, so we can call it a day.
Yeah, we did a lot of things right yesterday. The only thing was not scoring more than 2 goals. Yesterday, we had so many chances to score more than 2 goals, especially in the first half. So for us not scoring, so many of the chances we created put us under pressure, you know. So the only downside yesterday was say we didn't take our chances. If we had scored all those chances we created, and I think going forward, that's exactly what. Not having finishers. I mean, if you go back to even during Tuchel, even before Lukaku came, we were so high in chances created, but not scoring is the biggest problem. It's always been the problem, and it's still continuing. So we just hope and pray that one day, just as Roger said, Aubameyang didn't do anything wrong. He just came up against a very brilliant goalkeeper last night. You know, came up against very good goal. It wasn't as if he was missing chances. The goalkeeper was just so brilliant. So, but maybe on another day, first half, he could have had maybe 2 goals minimum. So we just hope and pray we have that day comes, and then we take our chances, and then it'll be all good.
Yeah, thank you very much. How about you again, Roger? Your final thoughts on everything we talked about today?
Sure. I want to echo what Eddie has said. So, man of the match for me could very well possibly have gone to their keeper. I thought he had an outstanding game, and without him, we would have put that game away quite easily to bed. I personally thought that my man of the match, because I'm going to pick a Chelsea player, would have been Chalobah. Personally, that's just from my observations. I thought this is the best game we played collectively and technically as a team. I thought everyone fulfilled their role, even our weakest link, which I thought possibly Sterling had the worst game out of any of us, and he still played well, you know, but compared to his previous games historically. So I thought it was collectively a great game. I just want to ask very briefly, who was your man of the match, Eddie and Coach? I'm just interested to know, that's all.
Honestly, to me, I think I'd go with Fortman. I'd give it to Gallagher, but again, it's easy.
Sure.
It's easy not to appreciate what he did in this game. But you saw, we looked at the numbers. To me, I think he deserves to win man of the match, but people think otherwise.
Listen, if Gallagher's giving man of the match, I would stand up and clap and have no objections. It's. I think quite a few people were deserving of that award, to be honest with you. And you, Eddie?
Yeah, I go with that as well. I mean, if you allow me to pick 2, I will go Chalobah and Gallagher.
Yeah, you know what? Seriously. And also, I want to give an honourable mention to Kepa. I thought he had an outstanding game. If he
brilliant.
Was poorly, we could have lost or drawn. You know,
I mean, we could have if we want to have 7 men of the match yesterday. Kepa.
Yeah, the team did that well yesterday.
They did so well. So it's very, very, it's so hard to say, okay. I mean, you talk of Kepa, you talk of Silva, you talk of Chalobah, you talk of Gallagher, you talk of. I mean, they were so brilliant yesterday.
Georgie played well.
Exactly.
And he won the man. He won the UEFA Man of the Match.
Yeah. Do you know what? My favorite part of the game is when Kai scored and they panned to Mount and Potter on the side.
Yeah, they enjoyed it. They loved it.
Yeah, it was sweet, wasn't it? That's my highlight of the whole game. Yeah. Was their honest reaction to that? It was quite, you know, a picture paints 1,000 words. I thought it did. I thought it said a lot. It was an exceptionally gorgeous goal. I thought, actually, from a neutral, if you were a neutral watching this game, you would have been entertained. I thought it was a very entertaining game.
Yeah, it wasn't about power. It was about placement. It was about, calculation. And that's Kai hardly shoots with power. If you see him shoot with power, it's usually a volley.
Yeah, you're correct about that, by the way.
Yeah, it's usually a volley. But off the ground, again, when the ball is on the carpet, he usually doesn't go for power. It's placement for him all the time. And again, I think I'm not going to go into the argument for him right now because that's not why we're here. But I want to say thank you to Roger and AD for finding the time to join the show. I think it's been a brilliant
Yeah.
stream as always. Again, thank you so much, guys, and thank you to Prince. Thank you to PJ Artist for joining. Kukurea fit the formation. Grand Porter played yesterday, I think it does. And thank you to Captain of the House, Liam Lane, again for helping keep things civil there. Thank you to Anyanwu. Thank you to Jampot Entertainment. Again, Yarami, the Bluetooth game. Everyone else that was in the chat. Again, I cannot thank you guys enough. Again, the Captain of the House and Kim So. And again, the Queen of the House, thank you very much for finding time to join to help keep this things civil. I cannot thank you guys enough. Again, see you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.
Bye.
Bye.